Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Ultimately, Malt and Magic is back for 2025, and boy, are we excited. So, before we descend into the inevitable chaos, let's run down my very quick intro, and then we will dive in, do our lineup, see what's up with the rest of the crew, see what we've got in store, and then dive into episode 75. So, yes, welcome back. Last session, our heroes set off from Eleanor aboard their trusty skyship, the Evermirth, bound for the Crystalline Isle. But as they sailed and as they entered onto the ship, Jules spotted a strange green flash coming from somewhere on the ship, which was something of an ominous sign of the challenges to be had and challenges ahead. They then, whilst on their journey towards Crystalline Isle, reached out to the Archdruid Brom of the Moors, who had Morse Taesi under martial law. He let them know that Morse Taesi was very much under control, but while it was under control, there is a strange and terrifying monster that was plaguing the city. So as our party debated their next steps, more of these green flashes began to appear, only to herald an ambush as two of the disgraced elders of Morse Taesi, corrupted and vengeful as they are, launched a surprise attack on the Planar Detective Agency and the crew of the Evermirth as well. In a grueling and very brutal battle, Lex's tactical brilliance shone through once again as he banished one of the elders, sending them plummeting into the depths of the forest below as the ship moved on and they came back into the reality. And Aegeus unleashed his full power, dropping the training weights and wielding the Heron Greatsword to devastating effect, sealing victory for the PDA, but not without some costs, as a lot of spells were used, a lot of health was also taken, and the party are now licking their wounds. And as they licked said wounds, each hit is now something of a reminder of the danger that is to be faced, I guess, by the Planar Detective Agency. With Jewel then taking the lead, the party has now turned their attention to Morse Taesi, determined to stop and uncover the true nature of whatever horror it is that plagues the city. So what awaits them in the depths of this once proud city? Tonight we will continue this journey and hopefully find out. But before we begin, please be advised that tonight's session will probably inevitably at some point contain scenes of graphic violence. There may be things like body horror, and there may be other intense themes, and of course there will be a lot of adult language and a lot of adult humour. So viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned. So yes, that's me for my intro. So let's kick off this brand new year in style with episode 75. You have been warned. Let's roll.
Oh, come on.
Hey, oh, way up.
Fucked it.
No, really messed it up. There we go.
Twice there. There we go. Happy New Year, folks.
Got whiplash.
Off to a top start.
What you don't realise is when Dave does that, it actually moves us in time and space as well.
Happy New Year,
Very
everyone.
good. Well, yes. Happy New Year. Good to see all of your faces once again. Yes, cheers. I am on beer for
Cheers.
now because I have to get my dad's new creation
That's
on
so
stream,
good.
of course. So,
So
thanks,
good.
Dad. It's as big as my
Cheers,
face.
Roy the boy.
Is that a full pint or more?
That's
more in it.
800 mil.
Yeah, that's a pint and a half.
That can fit a full bottle of whiskey in if I choose to, which I'm not going to because I won't make it to the end of the stream.
Challenge
accepted. Question, Dave.
Yes.
Sorry. For everyone's information, we're using 2024 mechanics, so just
yes, I was going to get
getting used to that. Dave, you said something about seeing where your Nick ability was. Where the do you see that? How are you seeing what that does? Where are you seeing
as a bard / sorcerer, you do not get access to weapon mastery capabilities.
I'm a sword bard. How does that make fucking sense?
I know. We're gonna work on it. Don't worry. I've already highlighted that as a gap in the 2024 rules. So yeah, we're gonna go and address that at some point.
Oh, I'm gonna fight Chris Perkins next time I see him.
See, I would tell you, but it wouldn't help you at all, Bodie, there, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Don't worry, Dave. It's so good.
Like Chris Perkins just swings by the house every Sunday.
If only. I would love to pick that guy's brain. Very good. Yes, before we then talk about all those things that we've just talked about anyway, let's run down the lineup very, very quickly. So I am Matt. I am your Dungeon Master for this evening and most evenings. I will be role-playing only any sidekick characters tonight, and NPCs, of course. And that's me.
Hello, I am Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue. I am very excited with the changes that we've made, and I'm sure that we're going to get them wrong. That's part of the course, and we're all here for
100%. Yep, we're going to make it up. Hello, and I'm Danny, and I'm playing a newly leveled up Lex Ordo, who has new spells, new features, ready to fuck shit up.
Nice. I'm Tom. I am the father half of Homie and the Dude. I'm playing Kevin Buckland, the human barbarian paladin. And I too am excited about the level up and so grateful for the new cheat sheet that Matt made for us. But Matt, can I just make a special request? Can you make a cheat sheet for my cheat sheet?
No.
It's fucking busy, dude. It's busy.
That's right. You're level 11. Imagine what it's going to get like. So this is why we've now gone on to a second page. But yeah, no, there's a lot. I'm going to tweak them. That was very much an update and a rush yesterday. So I'm going to update them and get them in a position I'm happy with. Now we're higher levels and there's a lot more going on. Just so they are a little bit easier to read.
Oh yeah, I'm Bodhi, the son half of Homie and the Dude, and I am going to be continuing to play Edgius Bones Jones, our bard sorcerer, and with all those other everything that everyone else said, plus I now have a 13 to persuasion, so we're getting in wherever we want to get in, guys. You let me know, and I'll talk our way into wherever we need to go.
Indeed. So there's been... Yes, we have, as part of our level up from episode 74, defeating those two elders, we are all now level 11. And we have made the switch from the 2014 rule set to the 2024 plus the expanded rule set, which is why there's some of those quirks like a swords bard not having weapon mastery and stuff like that. But we will fix that. And we will sort that out amongst ourselves. I will homebrew what I need to homebrew and make sure you've got that there. I believe, as per the rules as well, I got the Dungeon Master's Guide a while ago. No, sorry, I got the Dungeon Master's Guide for Christmas, so I'm still making my way through that. But I believe you can actually learn weapon mastery as you go along as well, so we'll figure that out. So that's one update. The second update, which I will talk about before we get into the game, is for those who are now listening on the podcast. You will probably have noticed, hopefully, if everything's working, that there may have been a couple of adverts at the beginning, and that is because Malt and Magic is now a proud member of the Poderation Podcast Network. So yes, a little bit of an exciting time here as we join a network of other nerdy podcasts. So go and check out Poderation and see all of the other podcasts on there. There's some that you may or may not have heard of. But yeah, all TTRPG or games or nerd stuff related. So we are happy to be a part of that community because I'm a massive nerd. So yeah, there we go. And with that... Anything else that anybody else wants to talk about before we start.
The only new year, new me, we are all doing, unless you've all got revelations you're going to sort yourself out in 2025. Only through D&D am I doing a new year, new me, because I've got 2024 Lex with new spells and new features. But in real life, I'm just going to be the same old sarcastic bellend that I was last year. Just to let everyone
Sounds
know.
about right. I think we can all get away with our resolutions being being new people, but only in D&D.
Yes.
Yeah, only through roleplay.
And I am definitely not doing dry January either, as you can tell.
Cheers to
I'm
that.
going to be doing. Yeah, I'm going to be doing drenched January, I think. In fact, no, there is one more thing we need to talk about because it did get organised just before Christmas. The end of this month, there will be a very, very special stream of Malt and Magic, as it will be a live stream of sorts. We are getting together for a full weekend of fun and antics, and yes, so we will be recording an episode of Malt and Magic. We'll be recording some other content as well, which will also go out. Danny and I have got a little surprise for the boys as well. That's going to be fun. So lots of things
I've just done this. I've done the finger in butthole, and we said we've got a surprise for the boys. That was the worst timing ever.
I was going to say, and then there might be a recording that breaks out in between all the shenanigans. So.
Yeah, we're going to get seized by the sea.
It will be the first time though that Malt and Magic, let alone with Homie and the Dude or not, have been around a table to play D&D together since our very first session.
Yeah,
that's gonna be amazing. So looking forward to that.
Trousers optional.
Like every other Monday night. Very good.
Yeah,
right, that's enough of the announcements and the bullshit. Let's get into it. So yes, as we went through in our intro, you are all currently docked or hovering, I will say, over Morse Taesi as Jewel decided, somewhat for you all, that you needed to stop and go deal with whatever this monster was. Now, Jewel is the only person amongst the crew who has had any insight as to what this monster potentially may be, if it's the same thing that they saw while they were underneath the Elder's Keep, whatever you want to call it. So yes, as we hover and everybody sort of recovers from their wounds, and the crew of the Ebon Mirth go around now securing the ship, what are we doing?
Aegeus is hanging himself over the side of the ship and is just violently...
I was going to say, I know it was a rough fight, mate, but...
just like head upper half completely doubled over the banister and is just vomiting violently upon the population of Morse Taesi below that are running about the place, I imagine.
Just bone
actually, make me a perception check while you're doing this.
With my new perception score. Oh, go on then. It's a nat 1. Fuck my life.
Excellent.
First roll of 2025. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Somehow tears streaming down Aegeus' skull as he's vomiting violently over the ship where food is just appearing.
Takami is there just rubbing the small of your back, like holding the mohawk out of the way.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna... Takami, I love... I don't know if I had said it, but I just... You know, that kind of vibe.
Okay. Let it all out.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you see me
Little
drop? I was so cool.
Yep, you were. Yeah. Get it all out. Come on.
Brilliant.
Oh, I think it's just dry heaving now. I just will come back up and wipe nothing off his mouth.
Surely it's always dry heaving. Like,
I don't understand the physics and the science of this, but that was disgusting.
Yeah, you're telling me it's coming out of me. Apparently.
Jewel would like to also look over towards the village and see
make
what
me
they
a
can
perception check, please.
I just will slide down the wall and just collapse with his 1 level of exhaustion on the ground, holding his knees.
I've got a couple of potions of healing. I'm going to put one in his mouth like a baby's bottle and just pour one over his head.
Oh, it's so warm. Oh, I haven't had a warm shower for so long.
22
I'm
on
gonna
the
walk over as
perception.
well.
22 on perception. Tom,
Jesus
sorry, you were
Christ.
just about to say.
No, it's okay. I'm going to walk over as well, and I'm going to hand him a greater restoration suppository for him to do with as he chooses.
So as a paladin, I imagine your greater restoration suppository is quite literally a thumb.
No, it's the handle end of his gabble of truth, surely.
Yeah.
I'm just while he's bending over, I'm like, dude, this is gonna hurt. It's actually gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. And to go in.
Excellent.
You can put your finger there.
Takami is
That's
going
all
to take
been
a
meaning
step
to
back
try
and then
January,
go,
didn't it?
how,
Didn't even spit
how
on
did
it.
that fit?
It's just in the open space of his pelvis. It's just pushing cloth into the open space of his pelvis.
Fucking hell.
Well,
But
we
with
started
that-
well today, lads.
Welcome to 2025.
Start off with asterisk as per usual. Fuck's sake.
You have gained
yeah,
a level
we-
of exhaustion. Or sorry,
I've
gained
lost it.
or healed?
Sorry,
Lost.
you've lost a level of exhaustion. Yeah, yeah.
You're dead, basically. That's what he means.
You've lost a level of exhaustion, but gained a whole new perspective on life.
Yes, with a gavel somewhere you didn't expect to ever have it.
Very good. With your 22 perception check, then,
Yes.
Jewel, as you sort of ignore the shenanigans and go, "What's happening down there?" You notice you can see a lot of, even from this altitude, you see a lot of war druids or druids decked out for battle. They actually wear sort of what looks like hardened wooden armor. And where they have quarterstaffs or staves or what would be magical staffs as well. There's a lot of blades that are attached to these as well. There's a lot of patrolling going on, and if there's any civilians, you notice that they are being escorted by these druidic guards or these druidic militants as such. And you can see that Morse Taesi very much is under full martial law right now. The market and the merchant area that you had previously visited is very much quiet.
And how has the arrival of an airship fared on people? Alarmed anyone?
I imagine you do see a couple of guards sort of pointing, but then you see a particular individual decked in sort of these dark black robes, if you like, wander over this black shaggy hair that waves around in the wind, just places a hand and on their shoulder and eases them off and points them off in another direction. You look down and you notice that Brom of the Moors stands down at the bottom, essentially waiting your arrival now.
Just a quick wave, and then we'll turn back to the group and go, I think it is Brom down there. Shall I go and speak to them and see if we are needed?
Yeah, it's probably be
Yep.
good plan A.
Okay.
Are we actually gonna land?
How
Is it
high
proper
up
dock?
are we?
You could rope down,
You
and then we could have a little bit of
about
clearance.
50 feet up.
Yeah, if we can, I've just rope down, so just grab a rope from the side, tie it off, and then pretty much just twist around the arm and just hook and
Can you do
slide
the
down.
Assassin's Creed leap off the edge of the ship? Just into some hay.
If I had monk abilities, I would 100% to do that. However, a cat may
Slow
well
fall,
land
yeah.
well in real life, but not in D&D.
As Jewel leaps over, Aegeus will click his fingers and say, "Be careful," giving you bardic inspiration, and I'll cast Featherfall on you.
Oh,
there you go.
sweet. Thank you.
Now
Is
you
that
can do your cool
D8?
Assassin's Creed shit. Yes, it is a D8.
D8. Oh,
Excellent.
sorry.
So with Featherfall, you do sort of loop your hand around the rope and then, I'll say you angel dive
Yeah.
off the ship and then just flip in the air as you slowly float down to the ground and land next to Brom.
That was
That
cool
was
as
mighty
fuck.
impressive.
That was super cool.
Thank you. Brom, it is good to see you. How is Morse Taesi doing?
Well, it's quiet.
We did speak
As
to
you can
Brom
tell.
before, was it?
You
When
spoke
we
to him
heard.
on Sending Stones.
Yeah. Okay. With what you
You
said,
might want to remind your bony friend that that spell only works once on the stones. Sending me half a message is not the best.
I am sure it was not be the first or the last time. With everything that you said, we could not just fly by. So, how much of a problem is this? Did you say it was a monster, or is it something else causing havoc in Morse Taesi?
Well, from those who've seen it, some sort of horror of sorts, but I'm not 100% sure.
That there's
I
something
think there might
even
be more
here,
than one
or-
thing at play down in the tunnels. We've essentially told nobody to go down there anymore.
Okay. This is under the Elder's Palace building?
No, it's under the whole city.
Oh. In some better news, 2 of the elders are no more. 2 or 3, sorry. I can't remember.
I mean, you've killed
3?
You've killed 2 in total, and 1 you sent plummeting to their death, so you're assuming they're dead.
So yes, in the last
What do you mean?
episode, 3.
Hang on a minute. Now you've put doubt in the fact that they might not be dead.
They might have Slayfall.
They're going to turn up in season 3.
Did you,
Fucking hell.
did you see a body?
God damn it.
3 of the
I mean,
elders...
falling from that height, I'd be amazed if they survived, but still.
If they're a
Stout.
monk, which they're not a monk, but either way. 3 of the elders are no more. They tried to sabotage our voyage and very nearly did, but we have dispatched them.
3. So that now leaves just 1.
And you know which one is still alive.
Leora.
Yes.
Of course she is. Of course she is. Well, I assume you've stopped in to help.
I
You're
certainly
more than
have.
welcome.
The others were slightly more reticent, however, I think I saw the beast you are talking about, and I have dragged them along reluctantly. I was not happy to leave it in such a position. I got the hell out of it there when I saw it, but I feel more responsible for the plight that Morse Taesi is under right now. That being said, I hope I can convince them to come and help me.
What's he saying, Jewel? Jewel! What's he fucking saying?
Wait!
I'll use message. Can I use message to ask Brom if he has seen the elder Elora? Fucking hell.
Leora.
Leora?
Yep. Thank you. if she's been seen recently
The message.
in Morse Taesi.
Have you seen Anora, Eora, Leora?
Super
So you cast a message. That's Brom. I realised my fucking Brom's accent up from the whole start of this episode as well.
Sounded great.
I will
That's
get it
cool.
I thought it was awesome.
Sounds like he's in a Guy
Thanks.
Ritchie film.
Awesome. It's his new accent from now. So Brom's just going to sort of look up, hearing your message, and in your mind you'll hear, she's not been in Morse Taesi since we took over and such.
Right. I assume, therefore, you are saying the best place to find this creature is under... You said the tunnels were under the whole village? Town?
Oh, the whole city, yes. We went down and uncovered a few areas, and then slowly realised that actually these tunnels go under all of the city.
Okay.
I'm afraid it's dragged things down, and the dead has attracted some other things that we've had to take care of as well. So
These
you
other
may
things would
encounter
be...
a few Ever seen a ghoul before?
Oh, fuck.
No.
We've encountered a few ghouls, so I'm assuming they're feasting on the corpses of whatever this thing's leaving behind.
From
I turned to Edgius.
From the last thing I saw, it was not leaving many bodies, so that is, well, left of the bodies.
I think the elders were starving it. Now it's got free reign. It's probably full.
Okay. I shall head back up and I shall recruit the team.
I will be around for at least the next day.
This
then I must head back to Dryad's Gate.
Has it attacked in the last, say, 24 hours?
In fact, we've not had an attack in probably a week. Once we closed off the tunnels and told people to stop going down there.
Okay. There is a fair chance we may need to recoup before heading down. So, if it is okay, we may park the ship for the night.
By all means.
We'll keep an eye from up here. How about that?
Very well. Very well.
If you need us, you know where we'll be. Where are you staying, so I can find you before you leave, I mean?
We've commandeered the Elder's Keep for now.
Very good. I shall
So
find
me
you
and
there.
my most trusted druids are in there.
Good. We shall see you soon, and, well, we will come there. I'm sure that is the best way to then move on. I bid you adieu.
Oh, I'll tell the guards to expect you. Very
You'll
good.
turn around, grab
See you
hold of
soon, Joel.
the rope, and we'll start heading up pretty quickly.
So you start climbing up. Very good.
Edgius, you look a little better.
Yeah. Some stupid stuff happened with Kevin, but we don't need to talk about that. Jewel, what was he saying? I could hear something about a shovel underground, and that it was a really big shovel, or something like that.
No. So, can you remember when I followed, when I went invisible, and I followed the elder that was killed? They were dropped into the basement, and there was this horrific worm creature feasting on pile of bones. It perhaps is the thing that got loose. It is now in a cavern of tunnels underneath the whole of the city, and the dead bodies have attracted some creatures, some ghouls. Have you ever heard of, not heard of them, but been up against ghouls? I don't really know much about them, to be honest.
No. Not me personally. Kevin, Lex,
Ghouls?
Takami, Callum.
I think they are undead of some sort,
Sorry,
and
what,
they just
darling?
feast on bodies.
Ghouls. Any fey ghouls you've experienced?
I mean, Jewel, is this our problem? Like, I know it's a problem, but like in the list of problems, and there's a list, right? Like, is this our main problem right now?
While I would not put it at the top of our list, we are here. And I know that I understand your reticence. I feel guilty for not slaying that creature when we had the chance. I will, however, bow to consensus if we need to move on.
Is this your church? As if, when we had Cavan's church, is this like your church situation?
Good question.
It is certainly something I wish to resolve, but I'm not going to be in despair if we leave it. Guilty, for sure. There is a city who they have a plight, and honestly, the druids are doing a wonderful job of keeping it under martial law, but it is not really for them to resolve this horror that is against the city. They're simply there to, well, ensure. They're ensuring people's safety because they're making sure no one goes near it. But it does not mean that the danger is not there anymore.
3 things. I have 3 thoughts with all of this that could maybe help us decide whether we go down there or not. Firstly is, you said that they had sealed off the exit and that this creature was trapped in these tunnels. If it's feeding on things, if it's been sealed in, it will likely run out of food and eventually just starve to death if it doesn't have access to a food supply.
I think it will get desperate and start attacking at random again.
But I thought they said it was sealed in the tunnels. So if they've sealed off the exit, then there's no way for it to come in. Now, if we do want to go down there and deal with it, I say we bring it on our terms. So I think we lure it out of the tunnels. If we do want to deal with it, we lure it out of the tunnels. Us and a small battalion of druids then handle it very quickly. Maybe even subdue the creature. Maybe not even killing it. Simply just tackling it so it can be housed and kept correctly or whatever's necessary there. And my third thought is, I'm not sure if you guys are, if this was something that it just came to my mind. There's only one elder left, and this town, city, village was put under martial law because of threat of the elders, because of this threat that was there. There's no threat here anymore, other than this creature. I mean, like, it politically, in a sense. I wonder if it's worth us talking to Brahm about lifting that, because, as a civilian, I know, don't get me wrong, having the military here to protect us from anything bad would feel good up until, they start making decisions about how late we can be out selling our produce, how, they start putting in restrictions in place. So I don't know whether we want to maybe alleviate that as well.
I am guessing here, but it is under martial law simply because they have done a military coup, and they have overthrown the powers of Morse Taesi. Quite rightly, I totally agree with that. It is going to take time to rebuild the government structure in the city. So that is why there is martial law. It is simply to make the transition easy and keep people safe in the meantime. So I do not think that they can just cancel the curfew and the martial law and just be like, you're all good guys, good luck, wish you all the best. Secondly,
it could happen quicker if the monster's dead, right?
Absolutely, Lex. And why were all of the elders here like they were? What is it about Morse Taesi that has kept the corruption? Is there something actually here, like a portal? Lex, can you...
Yes! That's exactly what I was going to say. What do we usually find in tunnels under cities?
Yes.
Contraptions, portals.
Dirt. Puddles. Webs, sometimes.
It was rhetorical, but thank you for your contribution.
Some priests.
Yes. Yep.
Religious folk.
Okay.
Sacrifices. Children in cages, sometimes, as it turns out.
But then, Edgius, then we need to go and free those children from the cages. So, I'm sorry, we must go.
Metaphorically.
Callum holds a finger up.
Yeah?
Where
Yes,
the
dear.
fuck are you finding children in cages underground? Like,
It's
dirt I
metaphorical.
got.
So
Children?
so
Up,
long.
Callum.
In your
Don't know why I went
basement,
British
Callum,
then.
you little freak.
I'd like to point out, and turns to Valor, the gun of the ship, that no children in any bait. I don't own a bait. Honest. No,
Apparently,
make
Callum's
lots of
middle
it.
name is R.
Okay.
Kelly.
That P. Diddy Callum. Okay, well, in that case, if we're going to go deal with this thing, as I said, let's draw it out. Let's bait it out with some food of some sorts, and then we'll seal off the tunnels, and we'll just, like... Now the question, I guess, is do we try and subdue the creature, or are we here to, like, pin it down and
Kill it with
submit it?
fire.
Are we killing the thing?
As far as I understand, it is simply a monster and abomination. I'm afraid... Go on, Kevin.
I'm
With
just
the finger.
wondering, like,
Is that what we do now? Is that a thing?
it was pointed towards Edgius, but I decided I already did that. So, no,
Okay.
I just like Jewel. Like if this is your church, metaphorically, I'm in. But I also want to think about like the people of Morse Taesi. Like, are they? So they're under martial law right now. I just want to make sure that they're cool.
That the military's not abusing their power. That's what I was thinking too. That's
Yeah,
exactly
like-
what I was thinking.
Like
Kevin.
I've never heard of a civilization, a citizenry that's cool with being under martial law, even if it's for their own benefit. Like I would like to at least leave Morse Taesi if we go there, having left a place that the citizenry is like
So,
fucking feeling better about.
What you're saying
leave it in a
is
better place, yeah.
we go and speak to the leaders of this martial law, and we say, right, we will help you as long as martial law is over by the time that we leave.
Yeah.
So
So-
you must appoint new elders who will then run it in the same way that it was done before. You just simply must appoint a
I mean,
new
preferably
council of
not. They were
elders
all
and then
evil, but I get what you mean.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
New representatives.
removing all the evil stuff and putting it in a box that we then store in a basement that Jewel later breaks into because they're invisible and have witnessed a murder, kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's something in this for all of us. Jewel is absolved of her guilt. I want to check if there's portals under that city now. That I've got like a burning desire to check that. And you two are going to prevent any future potential tyranny. So it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Okay. I have a plan. Sorry.
No, please, Jewel, please. I've got another question that I just want to pose to the group, and maybe we can talk to the.
Okay.
What's the leader of the ship? That person as well. Rom.
Romeo.
Rome.
We go to the tavern and we inquire if how they're all feeling about the martial law. Also, we ask if there is any information. Now that the elders have left, they may have their tongues a lot freer, and we ask them, did they ever see where any of them went? Were they ever did they ever go anywhere as a group? And we find out if there's anything, It may well be that we go to either one of their houses or to another undisclosed location that someone saw them go to, and we find that engine that we saw, that contraption, or
We could even
find a
check out
portal.
Leonora's office to see if she has any notes about her relationship with Klein and
Yes.
Shadowthorn.
Yes. If they were
There's a
forced
Klein
out too
angle for
quickly,
Edgius now.
there we go.
Well, Lex, I'm not obsessed with the guy. I'm just,
Really, you
he just bothered me, put my whole life on a different path, and has forged my entire being since that moment. I'm like, it's not like he means everything to me. I'm not still carrying that piece of mirror that I found in my house that he left for me or anything.
You are carrying literal and emotional baggage.
Well, when you put it like that.
And then I'll hug him.
You know what? I needed that today. It's been a strange day.
I say
let me
we
just-
take the day. I presume it's still like afternoon or something. We take as the day and we find out as much information as possible, and then we say that we will resolve their issue, giving them time also to put in motion the structure
Yes.
of government again.
I agree with that. I think it would be good to plan how we approach this, luring the creature out with Brom. We get a squad or two of some of them badass
on that,
looking war
Edgius,
druids.
I understand that we want to be on our playing field. However, we cannot endanger the citizens. So,
Ron doesn't count.
Well, we know there's a tunnel in what's his name's house that we blew up. Why don't we just go out there where his house was, away from the main town, and we can just go to Homie's house?
Do we know there was a tunnel there?
Wait, I thought there
That's
wasn't.
where you went under.
I was gonna say I thought there was
What?
a tunnel there. Was there not?
Oh no, sorry,
Great
you went under
memory,
the
'cause-
keep, and then you went to Silas's house.
And we just blew it up. I don't remember there was something under it.
Yeah, and it exploded. But Brom has said there are tunnels under the whole city,
Yeah,
and if they
well-
went from
If an explosion happened, it
might
likely
make-
exposed some tunnels.
I am very willing to check it out. Very much so, Aegeus. Yes.
Let me throw a crazy one out there to everyone. Romeo, Juliet, Romeo, Juliet, come over here. I assume it's first name Romeo, last name Juliet. Come over here. I need to speak to you as well as the others.
Romeo wanders over. He's looking around for a second person. It's Romeo Lightswift is the name.
That's. Do you know what? The amount of people who have unimaginative last names where they just take two words and just smash them together it's kind of crazy to me how
whoa. That's
that
the
process
family
really
name.
feels
Let's
like.
not be insulting the Lightswift clan.
There's just a wide shot
will throw you
of
off
the
the side of
ship,
the
and
ship.
Aegeus just going.
I'm not saying you specifically. I mean, look, there's Buckland. I love Cavan, but that in last
This
name
is
is
a
stupid.
really
Why are you
interesting
talking about
conversation,
Buckland?
Aegeus. I'm
Sorry.
really enjoying it.
Sorry. My point is this. Those people who were on the ship, the green lights, right? I'm not sure if you guys have thought about this, but we know that Leora and those guys were not in Morse Taesi because the martial law has been here. How would they be getting around? They just wouldn't be. There's too many damn pigs down there to be able to get around. My thought is this. They somehow got on this ship either in Union City or in Dryad's Gate. So that means that they were either have been following us since Union City, which means they've heard all of our conversations up until then, or all of our conversations from Dryad's Gate. Now,
I would have.
established
I'm
they-
sorry, Aegeus. I would have thought it was Eleanor. They would have.
Yeah, we
got
established they
onto the
got
ship.
on at Eleanor, didn't they?
Yes, that's the first time I saw the green flash. Very much
well,
easily.
that's a good
It is
point.
also
I forgot
closer
about
to
Eleanor.
Morse Taesi, so they probably just buggered off over to Eleanor and then saw us and was like, easy prey or revenge, more likely.
Do you know what? That makes total sense. That Eleanor day felt very much like a you and Lex thing, and I was very much just in my own head for that one. I really just was not present in during those moments for that. So that makes a lot of sense. I completely forgot about that. That's the place where we killed the dragon, of course. Our first dragon, one of many, I assume.
It is weird for you to say that, but yes.
Legendary tales, I assume. But I'll throw one final thought about it. The other thing that came to my mind is if they didn't climb aboard in Eleanor, then there's some sort of magic out there that is allowing people to bamf themselves into our vicinity without us knowing. Now, if that exists, I'm so scared. But I wanted to put all the options that were running through my head out there to you guys, and maybe we could ruminate on them and
It is
swirl 'em around,
definitely
spit 'em out.
something in addition to the tree walking we have done, but to a degree, it is kind of like that. Does that make sense?
Well, this is the thing.
Don't get me wrong. It horrifies me that anyone can do it. I can do it, up to the crow's nest, but that's it. I can't do it any further. So to know that thing exists is very scary. I agree with you.
Well, that's the thing. Did they climb aboard or did they just suddenly appear? Because who knows how far away they appeared from, which means that they could be on our ass at any point. Lex, do you have any
Confetti.
A really good description. I'm in for it. Two words. It's a book.
It's you know when detectives they put powder over things and it reveals fingerprints and stuff. Do you have any of that for magic, Lex? Where you can see trails of magic, or we could maybe understand the magic that has been performed here. Anything like that?
At this point, Valor is going to take off her hat and then pulls her hairline to the side and goes, "Oh, I can confirm they walked on." In fact, she's a Brit, so I can confirm they walked on. And she shows you just a massive lump and bruise down the side of her face, where someone smacked her in the side of the head and knocked her out.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, by the way.
Sorry. This conversation is for key members of the airship and
shut up,
adventuring party only. I didn't realize that you were listening. I'll turn it down.
Key members of the airship. She takes out her 2 pistols and. I think I'm pretty key. Don't piss me off,
Don't
skeleton boy.
fuck with her, man. She is an absolute badass.
I'm just saying. No, it's I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Come on over here, you little dwarven little thing. You.
Don't
Come on over.
touch me. Just don't. Hands
I
off.
just will
You know how
ruffle that
Takami
person's
hated you
hair.
at first? Times that by 50. You know how Takami didn't like you at first? Times that by 100, and that's the kind of attitude she has.
Oh. You did so much with your little pistols. You didn't get knocked out and do nothing during that fight. You did awesome. Key member. I appreciate you.
Good job.
I
Good job.
appreciate you a lot.
That wasn't sarcasm. I promise.
He knows me.
Sure.
He knows me
Yeah,
as well.
I know him. Yeah, he's a straight shooter.
Have your little conversation and decide what you want to do about these little monsters down here, will you? And then get the fuck off my ship. Remio goes, whose ship? Just saying. Sorry about no. Don't beat me up.
Zing! I mean, sorry.
No, but to answer your question, no, I cannot detect anything like that. Other than if they have used a portal, I can detect that once we get to ground.
Okay, let's do that then. I guess let's make our way down and start setting up this ambush, setting up no martial law, investigating, and doing standard Planar Detective Agency stuff.
Fowler wanders off. You just hear a whisper, I'm so shitting in his bed.
The tavern first, then.
I'm down. Sounds good to me.
Tavern it is. Yeah. Let's
Gain some
talk to
information about the
people.
martial law. Yes.
Very good. I will say you all descend down off the ship.
A little bit slower this time.
Yeah. You all get down to sort of ground level, and again, as you look around, there's very few civilians around, but even as as a couple do, they are escorted. When I say escorted, there are druids near them, but it's not like they're being physically escorted, it's more like they are just being monitored as they walk from place to place. You wander up to the Ethereal Crow, which is the tavern inside Morse Taesi. And it is a lot quieter than you had experienced previously, to the point where there's little to no patrons in here. There are a number of the guards or the druids that are, if they're off duty, are probably sat just relaxing. And then there's a very grumpy looking female gnome sat behind the bar, just with her sort of fist against the cheek. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Take a seat.
Where is this a slow night? Is it just pick up the rest of the week and build
Slow
to
night.
the weekend?
It's been a slow night for the last I don't know how long. Don't get me wrong.
I turn to Lex and I just say, what's your vibe walking through this town? And fucking, I mean, to me it's a ghost town, but it'd be good to know what you're thinking.
Remembering how Morse Taesi was before, it was busier, but still quite, everyone was tight-lipped and quite subdued, wasn't it? So I was like, well, the atmosphere isn't any different, but it's certainly emptier. I think once martial law is gone, it'll return to what it should be. Everyone's scared.
Yeah, they're scared. So they were scared before by a different fucking menacing source. Now they're scared of this one. It's just
Well,
fear.
I don't know if it's the martial law or the fact that the reason the martial law is there because of the monster and the elders. So maybe it's a bit of PTSD.
Yeah, whatever it is, man. It's not a good feeling. It's just how'd you like living here? I mean, you get a drink, no problem. And as I say that, I'm like, I guess drinks all around for us. And we'll just
Drinks?
have
Drinks by all means. By me, what can I get you? To ales?
I'll have a sweet berry wine, please.
Very well.
I'm not picky. Just whatever the local.
I'll take. Do you know what? I'm gonna push that boat out. I'll have some meat if you got it.
Specialty. Absolutely.
Are you sure, Max?
Please.
Would
She takes
you,
a
would you care to-
tablecloth out from under the bar and lays it on a table, put coasters out and like cups and cutlery and just sort of like your table.
would
Please
you
sit.
would you care to join us? Please grab yourself a drink. I'm more than happy to pay for it.
Fuck it, why not?
Please take a seat. She gets
You
a
live-
few gold out that she's got, and she's just places it on the table, hopefully covering.
She
You know,
puts a small hogshead of mead on the table, a whole carafe of sweet berry wine. There is some amber-coloured liquid in a very ornate glass bottle, and there is a symbol on the side that has got 2 M's next to it.
How many different receptacles can you come up with? That was
Basically,
hilarious.
there's a
That's
hogshead of
amazing.
mead, a carafe of wine, and a bottle of whiskey. But the bottle of whiskey is a shout out to campaign 1 as well.
Can I do a perception check of the other patrons?
You can
I'm just-
make me a perception.
Yeah.
check. In fact, what's your passive?
Passive is 15.
my passive
15.
20.
So as you sort of fucking hell, yeah, between the two of you, as you sort of look at, there is interest and sort of intrigue as to what's going on, but a lot of them then just shrug their shoulders. These are off-duty druids, and I will say with that, in fact, passive insight as well, please.
16.
19.
16?
11.
19.
Mine's shit at 11.
So I'll say Lex and Cavan, while you may sort of perceive that nobody's really interesting, the insight that Jewel and Edius read into this is they are not there to enforce anything right now. They are there to keep order. There's still some weapons around, but these are off-duty druids. It doesn't feel oppressive, is the basic thing I'm trying to say. They are not oppressing these people. They're not overly governing these people with an iron fist. More of a gentle touch is what you get the impression of.
But no citizenry in there. It's just guards.
Pretty much all druids.
And so
apart from
any citizens at all?
Apart from
Only
the
this
barmaid.
gnomish barmaid, yeah.
Well, only this gnomish barmaid. And when we were walking through town, was there anyone that you would class, or have they all been kind of herded into?
So as I say, there were people
indoors?
walking around. You may have seen the odd civilian. They were rushing between buildings, and they weren't, as I say, they weren't escorted as like people were literally physically walking them. They were more just being guarded or guided to their next destination by these druids at a distance. Again, it doesn't feel oppressive. If anything, it feels more protective.
Yeah. But our sense is that the streets are clear right now. There's no folks
The only
out.
people
Okay.
out there is the druid militants, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Final question, Matt, for you as well.
Yeah.
Is this the same pub/inn that me and Danny set the ambush up for the guards that we then got the keys from to then break in with Jewel and do like all of that shit? Is this the same pub inn?
Which was also where we all met, I think, which is
Yep. This is the
interesting.
very pub you all met in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably turn to the gnomish lady and be like, I'm not sure if you remember myself and my friend here, and I gestured to Lex. We came in a while ago and stayed with you guys. We also were the ones that began this whole strife of alleviating the elders of their position due to corrupt judgment.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Hey,
You're welcome.
It's all good. That's what we do. We're the Planar Detective Agency. Spread it round. Here's a card.
Pleasure.
Also, we essentially, my thought is this. Since all of this has happened, you said that business has been really quiet. Would you say that that's due to a lack of people coming through the town? Or is that because, like, the military aren't allowing people out late? Is there, like, a protective curfew? Like, what is inhibiting you? And also, no, that's it. That's all good. That's all.
Well, there's a curfew on, that's for sure, but it's protective. It's to keep everyone's a little bit scared. We've had a few folks go missing and supposedly be killed by some ancient horror that exists underground, so these fine folks tell me. But I'm afraid you asked me if I recognize you. It's kind of my dad's gig, this, but he's off with speaking to big Broom.
Brom.
Is that his name?
Brom?
Brom. That's the one.
Is the city
over there?
trying to get back up on its feet, trying to fill the hole that the elders left? Is that what's happening?
There's 4 individuals, as far as I'm aware, that have been asked or voted for, kind of, unofficially, I suppose you'd say, but 4 people that have come together from known establishments and known voices within the city to be spokesfolk.
Oh no, this is good news. Obviously, the last thing we wanted was to, take the elders down and then leave Morse Taesi in dire straits. So I presume, therefore, the druids have just been here to protect you and just wait until you can get back up on your feet.
Well, to begin with, there was a little bit of friction as they sort of came in and closed the city down, searching for elders. But when it was discovered they weren't anywhere in the city, things began to open up, and then the deaths started occurring and disappearances, and so everybody's just a little bit shitting themselves right now.
You don't think that was due to the druids arriving, do you?
Oh no, I think it's more that the elders were controlling said beast, and from what I'm led to understand, they were feeding it people that used to come through and piss them off.
I'm surprised we're not in that pile.
So am I. To be honest, you're doing well.
You would not believe how much we are doing well in that front. I am very grateful for the information. I hope that we can...
By all means.
Well, that Morse Taesi is just back to normal soon.
Well, if you fancy dealing with that monster, I'm sure we get back on our feet pretty fucking quickly.
Joel makes a very obvious look around the rest of the group.
Edgius will be picking a nose cavity and will pull out a dust buddy and flick it off to the side.
As he's picking his nose, you can just see the top of the finger in his eye socket. Just sort of like
Right, Mr. Sinuses. Thank you so much. This wine is wonderful. Thank you.
It's one of our specialties. Please try the whiskey as well. This was imported from the Far East.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
Master's special.
I am looking forward to seeing this tavern full and writhing again. I'm sure it will be soon.
Well, it's full. The atmosphere is just a little bit flat. These druids don't drink, you see.
Oh, we can make up for that.
Oh,
Very good.
I've actually got an idea. Guys, why don't you, considering there's no oppression happening here, which we're obviously all very glad to hear about, why don't you guys go sort the ambush and check the keep for any sort of clues? I will start an atmosphere, and Edgius will reach to one of the many things behind him now as he's got a bow, a sword, and his loot, and will fucking sort of
Try to stop playing the sword.
and we'll pull his loot up and just and we'll kind of
Ding 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 ding.
Exactly. And we'll just begin singing again about the tales of the Planar Detective Agency trying to spread song, and we'll talk about, and there was a dragon covered in shadow, He came at us and we ran. I hid behind my sword. You know, like that kind of vibe.
Make me a performance check, please.
I get advantage on this.
You do indeed.
That's a 24.
Oh, nice.
24. You begin to play
What a
this, and there's a
guitar
couple
solo.
of druids that just sort of sit there for a moment, and then the song really gets into it, and you start talking about shadow dragons, and they all sort of bopping their heads and stomping their feet a little bit. And the gnome barmaid just slowly sneaks some glasses away and puts different drinks in front of them. And an atmosphere begins to grow. There's a slight buzz among the crowd now.
I imagine in like 20 minutes, Edgius is like top ripped open on his knees, just like doing a fucking lute solo, like just just going at it, you know.
Takami at this point does lean into Cavan and go, he's actually really good at that.
That's what he does. Anytime
Starts
we go
licking
to a
the strings.
tavern, it's
That's a
uncanny.
bit weird, but
Yeah.
It's the fact that he can put his lute inside his chest and then open his mouth and he gets reverb, like,
Auto tune.
I mean, Jules certainly just, does use that 20 minutes just to sit there, drink a drink, and, hopefully with the rest of them. And then, does either of you want
Callum
to join
pours
me?
himself a whiskey. This is going to get me sorted. I am going to speak to her.
I'll be handing out
Very good.
cards. On the one side, it's PDA. And on the other side, it's Edgius's band for hire. Just giving them out. So we do kids'
the band's
parties,
name?
I was going to say.
What's the band name now then, Lex? You've fucking done this. You've been scribbling it at the
fucking hell.
table, just like...
Oh, I know what it is. It used to be the Boneheads, but it changed to the Bones Brigade. Was what his band was prior to meeting these guys. I haven't
Earth,
seen
Wind,
those
and
guys for a
Liar
while.
or something.
TBB.
Yeah, nice.
Earth, Wind and Lyre were the ones you kicked out previously. Or the Food Fighters, I think, was the other one.
Food fighters, yeah. Oh, brilliant.
There you go. Jewel, you were...
Does either of you want to join me, or I'm going to go to the elders' building and speak to Brom. And
Yeah. You can check out the. You can check for intel, and I'll check for portals.
yes, are you coming with, Lex?
Yep.
Kevin?
I'll hang here with Takami. We'll just we'll sort of make sure that the mood stays where it is and doesn't take a turn or anything, if that's all right.
Yes.
If you want to, Takami, if you want to go, I'm happy to hold down the fort here myself.
That's okay. I'll stick around. Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
All along
Callum
the
does, however,
Tower.
Callum goes, on that note, speaking of crotches, down to another whiskey. I'll come with you, John.
Cool. Let's go. Kevin, keep an eye out outside of the tavern. Every now and then, just make sure that people are safe. Do you know what I mean? Get a lay of the land, just in case this monster is around.
Well, wait, Jewel. I was under the I'm happy to. I mean, we've been down in the dungeons before several times, so we can do that. But just to be clear, I thought tonight was going to be a quiet night. This thing is sealed down there, and we will decide how to engage with it. Is that not the case?
No, absolutely. But we are above a monster right now. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It might come out of the toilet when you go for a poo.
You could sit by the window and see absolutely nothing, and I hope that is going to be the case. And I am ignoring what Lex said completely. Because just
Hey, it happens in
I'm not
Australia.
shitting anywhere but on the ship.
You know that
Off the edge of the ship.
unless Kevin, you wanted to go and check out the house that we blew up.
No, I actually honestly just want to chill tonight. I feel like we're going to be.
Yes.
Yeah. But what I would say is, You know that whole like where we can feel each other and sense when something's right or something's wrong or something's good or something's
Yes.
bad or someone's
Yes.
getting laid or
Yeah,
someone's
let's tune
getting
into
drunk.
that.
Or,
That's always
Yeah.
weird.
It's super weird, but like if you guys run into anything that requires assistance,
Your
can you try to
butthole will
send
pucker very quickly, I promise you.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
I'll send out an emotional beacon.
Yeah. Otherwise, and I turn to Takami and I say, we'll do our bit over here and kind of support Edgius and see if we can get some more information from these druids, maybe.
Great idea. Great
Can
idea.
Takami start playing the drums with all 8 of her arms?
Takami just grabs like 2 chopsticks and starts drumming on Edgius's ribcage like xylophone.
Yes!
Oh God, you're so hot. Oh.
It's like a really shit ELO tribute band.
Guys, we'll see you soon. We shall find out as much information as we can, and don't drink all of it. Why am I even saying that? Of course you're going to.
Yeah, no,
At
we'll
least
save some for you,
some
though.
of the whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's going cold turkey over here. Look at him. Lex, Callum, let's go. We shall head out to the, I can't remember what it's called. The Hall? Elder's Hall. Why not?
Yeah, the whole.
The
So,
key.
I mean, you head out, and if you remember rightly, what you discovered about Morse Taesi is that there used to be a king or similar, a ruler within Morse Taesi. There is an old castle as such that sits in the centre, sort of inbuilt to this grand tree that grows as well. This is where the abode of the Council of Elders was. You walk up now, and it's almost like there's an honor guard type situation where a number of these militant druids line up, forming this route towards. And they're all facing sort of forwards, but as you step past them, they all turn almost on a dime and sort of face you. And follow you as you walk towards, but then the doors open, and you can see Brom's had a little bit of fun in here, where it was previously a lot of stonework and sort of stone thrones, or at least plain wooden thrones. He's brought a little bit of his own style in here. There are a few fungal growths growing, but primarily there's these. Now it's very leafy inside here. It also feels a little bit more temperate in here as well.
Stinks of athlete's foot.
Fuck's sake! Right? Keep it together, bro.
Mushrooms growing is what I'll say. And what you notice is Brom is sat at one side of a circular table, where there are 4 other individuals also seated. The thrones are left. The 5 thrones that were sat there where the elders used to sit in an almost authoritarian state. There is now this circular table in the middle of the floor, and you see 4 certain individuals. There is a male gnome.
Can I make a bid that the male gnome who's at the head of this circular table is called Arthur by any just small chance? Just a small, like, I'm just throwing my pitch out there. Maybe a woman called Lancelotti next to him? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
As much as I'd like to start throwing Arthurian legends in there, I've done that in other cases.
Morgana.
But no, so you see a male gnome. There is a feminine-esque dragonborn, a female tiefling, and a male human as well, who are all sat sort of conversing with Brom, and it's a hushed conversation as you then walk in. Brom stands and goes, "Oh, I didn't take you long."
I did not.
Sorry, are we interrupting?
Yes,
Is this like a
sorry.
council meeting?
Well, sort of. These are our elected officials, should we say that? And the female dragonborn sort of just stands, and she is a white dragonborn, stands out quite a bit, and she just sort of looks. Yes, we are the elected officials, if you like. I am Drealthan. It is a pleasure to meet those who have rid us of tyranny, shall we say.
It is a pleasure. I am assuming that Morse Taesi was in general not overly happy with the rule of the elders.
We got by. There were things we were suspicious about, and they tended to rule with a bit of an iron fist if you didn't like it. Punishments, those sorts of things. We're hoping to create something a little bit more collaborative.
That is wonderful to hear. On behalf of the Planar Detective Agency, we are very grateful to be let into your city, and apologies for disrupting it so much, but I'm glad that we are all... this has all become for the greater good.
The greater good.
Chat it.
So, are we, so, from what we can establish then, trying to move past the greater good, the only thing left to establish democracy in Morse Taesi is to rid it of this monster that's plaguing the tunnels, right?
At this point, the male gnome sort of chimes up. Yeah, we definitely need to be getting rid of it. It's not doing us no good. There's a few dead people and some folks missing. Yeah, once we've got rid of that, we can sort of get back to our day-to-day.
So, like, no martial law, democracy, everyone's happy, safe, going about the business.
Oh, no, we've been discussing with O'Brom here, and he's agreed to fold Morse Taesi into the sort of Dryad's Gate and Island governance, so to speak. So we'll be a third city now within Dryamere
like a county
that falls under this.
Yeah,
More of a coalition.
That'll do. That coalition.
They always work out great.
What she said.
Yep.
Notoriously.
This is
coalition governments for the win.
This is wonderful news.
Brom at this point sort of just chimes up and says, to be quite honest, we've got no interest in really governing Morse Taesi. We're kind of happy to let them govern themselves, and then we'll just be there should anything hit the fan, like monsters coming up out of the ground, and they'll benefit from that additional protection. That's what we've been negotiating, at least.
This is great news. Go on, Lex, please.
I was probably going to say what you were about to say, actually, which was before we tackled said monstrosity in the morning, we were hoping to maybe check out Leonora's office for intel she may have on some other people we know she's associated with, and I wanted to do some magical checks around here, make sure there's no portals, or there wasn't a portal, or there is a portal, unless you can answer that for me now.
Well, the offices of said elders have all been cleared of any documentation, not by us, but by said elders. So wherever the physical documents have gone, I don't quite know. But you are welcome to go and perform any magical assessments that you see fit.
That is a shame to hear about the documents, but not really a surprise. I think it is worth us just confirming.
They
ourselves.
did know we were coming somehow, so yes, when we arrived, they were not here.
Yeah.
No, like I said, not a surprise. Yes, I think it is just good for our own purposes to make sure, and then that will be it. It sounds very good, the way that Morse Taesi is going, and I hope that with a night's rest we will be able to deal with the horror that you are all blighted with at the moment.
Very good. It would be beyond anything we could hope of to have people not living in fear tomorrow.
You might be able to answer something, either those of Morse Taesi or Grom. On the outskirts of the city was one of the elders' mansions, which we assisted in its rapid dismantling. Does anyone know if it is has any connections or tunnels to that mansion, and any of those tunnels connect to the tunnels that you were speaking of?
At this point, the female tiefling sort of drags across a piece of parchment and unrolls it. Well, yes, I think we've got it looks, at least, that all of the elders' residences had tunnels underneath.
Good. And not good,
You
but...
did a fine job of bringing that down to the ground, by the way. There's next to nothing left of that building, apart from whatever may be underground, of course.
Then I think that is possibly where we might find our best ingress. To keep the city safe, I think it is best that we go on the outskirts. Do you agree, Lex?
Yeah. Before I start doing my checks, just to check with you guys, when you trapped or sealed the monster in the tunnels, did you trap it in a particular place, or does it have free reign of all the tunnels and you've just stopped all surface entrances?
We just blocked all the surface entrances that we could find. We've not
So
done anything.
it could
in the
be
tunnels
anywhere.
at
Okay.
all. It could be anywhere in
Right.
those tunnels.
Okay. And then what I will do, I'll cast Warp Sense. It's concentration for a minute. So within 30 feet of me, I can find portals, even ones that are no longer active. And then I'll have to do a check to see what type of portal it is if I find it. But because it's concentration for a minute, and I've only got 30 feet, I'm going to go around the room, like in a Batman or Assassin's Creed game, pressing R3 on the Joy-Con to do my pulse of Warp Sense as I'm walking about.
I mean, is it worth Ortho finding out where their
Ortho?
offices are? Ortho.
To respond to Lex first, as you wander around this building, you don't pick up on any portals.
Okay. Next name on the order pay. Okay.
I have a thought that if all of their places were connected via tunnels, then it is likely that we need to look down there, Lex. Which we thought we would need to.
Yep.
Can you only do that once?
I can do it again.
Okay. Brom, could we just see their offices, and then we shall leave you in peace?
By all means, and he sort of nods to one of the druids, and the druid militant sort of walks up and very militant-like sort of holds their staff to their chest and then bows. Please follow me.
Do, yeah.
Which particular office would you like to go through first? As I go and pour myself a whiskey. I will be listening.
I would say that we would probably want to do what's the name? The head one.
Lenora. Why is that hard? Why is that name so hard?
Why do we all struggle?
It's because Matt names everyone the fucking same. It's Leora, Leonora, Leandra, Scylla. It's like all the fucking
God
same.
damn it, Matt.
I would like to check out Bob's office, please.
Yeah. Also, when you told me the names of those people
There are
around the round table, I
literally
didn't even try
5
and spell
letters in her name.
Yeah, and we
Not
still
even try
can't
to
get
spell
it right. There are two.
Liora. Leora.
it. Oh, I
Yeah,
spelled that wrong.
there's 3 syllables, so it's far too many for us. Probably not even
I
3.
will,
The 2?
however,
I don't know. I'm
drop in
struggling.
the names. I'll say the names get told to you at some point of the 4 new council members, if you like.
Also,
I am
Matt,
gonna DM one time just so I can call everybody Kevin and Roger and Trevor.
You heard it here
You
first.
heard it here
folks.
first.
You heard it here.
It'll be a 5-minute one shot.
eyebrows. Matt, wasn't it the one that was killed was called Silara, and the one that we killed and murdered was called Diggory or Dastan or
Dragon.
Dragon. Fuck's sake.
Proving the point. Brilliant.
I mean, Dastan is a
That's-
great name, and what a game Prince of Persia
That just
is.
sounded like you were listing musketeers for a second.
D'Artagnan.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh,
Oh,
brilliant!
that's true.
So I think
Okay.
didn't we kill in the last episode Glim, Silra, and
You killed in the last episode.
Theorin?
You killed Glim Silvervein and Tharian Stormsong.
and the one we dropped was Silra? No,
Was Glim.
Glim. Sorry, yes.
Glim was the one that was gonna fuck you up with a shit ton of spells, and you dropped her from about
Yes.
2,000 feet up. Yeah.
Yeah. As you say, Silra was the one that was killed.
Yes.
Yep.
Sylara was the one that was murdered
Sylara, sorry.
by
Yes.
the other
Yeah.
elders. Yeah.
We're so bad.
So bad.
You are so shit with these names. Yeah.
If the common denominator is Matt calling them names, then the problem's Matt, right?
It's totally not us and just terrible with names, you know.
Right. This fucking monster is about to go up in HP. Is all I can say.
3 nat 20s
Very good.
lined up for the monster's first 3 attacks.
So the militant druid sort of leads you to Leora's office of sorts, and they open the door. We've not touched the desk. It is as well. In fact, the room is as was found, and you can see the desk itself is thrown over. The drawers almost discarded. There is a chair knocked over as well, a cupboard that is thrown open. But other than that, there's not a lot of furniture in here. It's not a huge room either.
Jewel would like to scan the room, and she will... Where is this coming from? So I'm just trying to remember where the... Not the music that's in my head, because that's from one of the 17 tabs that's open. Eye of Clarity. I'm just checking whether this helps me. I think it does. Yeah, so I'm looking for illusions in the room. Anything that might be covering up anything, whether there's, I don't know, a safe in the wall that looks like a wall or whatever. So anything like that, but also just generally making a very good investigation check of what is left. Just have a look.
Okay, an investigation check. If you're using Eye of Clarity, I believe you also get advantage.
Get advantage. It's related to illusions, hidden messages, or disguised creatures. Obviously, the disguised creature's not going to be here. That's an assumption.
You never
I
know.
picked.
The curtain might be a mimic.
Truth.
That is a 25.
Jesus Christ.
Jewel, as you scan around this room and sort of look around then, there is what looks like an empty frame that's been turned on its side, that as you look at it, that's got a whisper of arcane to it. But I'll also say, with your general investigative abilities as well, where this room was pretty bare, there is still an expansive floor space, and it looks like something has been brushed away on the floor.
Something's been brushed away, like I may have seen teleportation chalk circles before, maybe?
Chalk, I will allow. Teleportation,
No,
you're not
wouldn't really
100%
know.
sure.
But, okay, so chalk arcane
it almost looks like there was an
shenanigans.
indentation as well. There's some form of indentation where maybe something was repeatedly marked on the floor but has now been brushed away.
Okay. I'd point that one out to Lex. I think she's been drawing something on the floor. I would have assumed it is obviously arcane or ritual. Not my area.
If I trace the indentations, could I decipher what runes they are?
You want to try and trace them?
Not now you've said that, no.
Jules going to another plane.
No, I don't mean like...
No,
as
do you
in,
want to try
is it
and
possible-
uncover what they are? Like do like
Yeah,
a brass
why not?
rubbing
Fuck it.
type thing or that sort of thing? Yeah?
Yeah,
Hey,
why
I've done a
not?
rubbing before. It went well for us last time. Nothing happened when I did a
I'm
rubbing.
going to
We're all
ask
good.
you. We all love rubbing on this stream. I'm going to ask you to make me an intelligence check, please, Lex.
Fuck's sake.
Good. Because I'm
Well-
about to do something stupid.
While he's doing that, Jewel would then go up to the frame that you talked about to
I
look
rolled
at
a
it.
9.
9. So you manage to sort of rub across this fairly large expanse and you create something. You're just not sure what it is. Jewel, as you then go and sort of place your hand through this weird wisp effect on this frame, the frame itself disappears and the patch of wall behind it also, you now see sort of this faint outline as if there's a bit you can remove or push sort of open, like pressure hinge type thing.
We'll try and open it in whatever way, so whether
Okay.
push it.
Sort of
yeah.
press in,
Yeah.
and as you press in, there is just this click, and then it comes back out and it slides across. You see what was a safe, and there was quite clearly something in here. Make me an investigation check, please.
As that's happening, we cut back to the pub, and Edgius and Cavan are stood on stage together, singing "A Midnight Train Going Anywhere," and then you see Takami smash something metal on something, it's like cymbal sound, and then we cut back into the room.
24.
There's a bunch of druids just don't stop, and I'm not going to
Yeah,
anymore because we'll get copyright infringement.
Yeah. George is like, no.
I'm going to do two things. One of them mediocre, the other one potentially fucking game changing. Right? Not that I'm
Okay.
hyping it up. First one, I'm going to copy what it is on the floor on a bit of paper for later.
That was going to
Okay.
be what Jewel would do. I got a
Try
24
and
for
figure out what
investigation, by the way.
Take it's quite large, so I'll say you have to turn the desk back up and the chair and sort of stand on one and then the other, and then look at it from above, and you do then sort of manage to draw it out. But yeah, go on.
Second thing I'm going to do is I have chronovoyance, which means I can cast a spell to look back in time.
Fuck me!
I know, that's why I reacted. So what I'm going to do is cast a spell on this office for the day they were raided. So that'd be the day they emptied it. I can look up to 10 years in the past, and I can see everything. I can see and hear everything that happened that day.
Okay, I am going to ask you to make me a check, but given it's chronovoyance, I'm also going to allow you to make this check with advantage. I would like a spellcasting ability check, please. As you see Jewel sort of reach in. Jewel, as you reach in...
Yes.
Sorry, what was your investigation check as well?
24.
24. Hold, Danny.
Hit the button, Dave! Hit the button, Dave!
There was ever a time for that. A natural 20 for a total of...
Oh, 24.
Very good. So, Jewel, as you reach in, you see there is marks in the dust of something circular, and there is a small spherical bead, probably about a centimetre in diameter. Small
Still
blue
there?
bead. Yeah, still there.
I'll definitely pick that up.
You
Does
pick
the
it
bead
up.
look Edgius's moon seeds?
No. Jewel, as you turn this bead over, there is a small hole in the bottom. It doesn't go all the way through, but there is a small hole in the bottom of it.
And
Lex.
Sorry, just
on.
finish. The indentation of what was left was, you said, a circular globe thing.
Yeah, there was probably a 5-inch, 6-inch diameter circular mark in the dust
Okay.
in here.
Yeah.
And then you've got this centimetre diameter bead with a hole in the bottom.
A big ring in the dust where something used to be. Then yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's a full circle.
Full circle. Okay.
Blanked out.
Okay.
So full
Cool.
circle blanked out.
Lovely.
Lex, describe to me what your chronovoyance spell looks like as you cast it. Then
Well, that's a good question. So, what'll happen is, as I'm doing my Doctor Strange timey-wimey shit, a big mechanical sundial, because we haven't got clock shit, will come up, and then that'll start ticking backwards, and then it will turn into a big mechanical gear that'll just gradually spin faster and faster and faster until it locks into the day and time in your weird calendar that I want it to. And then as it kind of locks in, you see it then sort of sink into my brain. And then I go into a trance and there's gears spinning in my eyes.
As this gear in front of you begins to spin around, then you see like the phases of the moon shift around. You see suns pass over. The room before you, as this gear then sort of washes over you, and you see gears. Jewel, if you were to look at Lex now, his iris, his whole eyes are now just mechanical gears that are whirling and circling. Lex, you see time almost in. Almost like a fast rewind, just as eventually you then settle on the day, and the door bursts open, and Leora rushes in, and we're going to go to break.
Oh,
you motherfucker bitch!
Right, back here in 30 seconds. See you in a minute.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
So yeah, that feels like a good one to come back on after the break, since we're about halfway through. So yes, thank you very much. Fucking fantastic use of the spell, Danny.
Nice one, Danny.
Thank you.
Yep.
I like to imagine that it does the same sound effects as in Harry Potter when Hermione's doing the time turner.
Yeah,
and it's that it's that kind of vibe of sound effects.
Yeah, they click, 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 click. You know,
that's the vision I had in my mind as well, as the room is changing around.
People are running
you,
around, round him in blurs, and
that like mixed with the Batman investigability in like Arkham City, where you can see like the ghosts. Yeah, I love it.
I was also thinking that Jules basically seeing that also Lex is kind of like moving in time as he's doing it, you know.
in Lex's head, he's just stood on one of the mechanics gears, like watching the gear turning reverse as the room is moving in space and time.
Yeah, love it.
Nice.
I've got an erection.
Right, let's take a break and let's figure out what the fuck's going on. Hey yo. I hope everybody's spent that break going, what the fuck does it mean? What does it mean?
What is time?
Hopefully plot development, Matthew. Hopefully plot development.
Danny's ghost door's open again. Oh, we actually saw the cat that time, so he's not making it up. Very good.
It was a ghost cat.
The ghost cat. Yeah, it's not Halloween. It's all good. Cool. Oh, right then. Lex, as you cast Chronovoyance and the world shifts around you and things happen, time seems to then slow back down and you see Leora rush in. Does this spell say whether it includes sound or is it just a vision of the past?
You can see and hear as if you were in the space and time itself. You perceive a full day's activities in 10 minutes.
Very good.
Nice.
You see a full day's activities.
A full day's activities in 10 minutes. So
Holy
she has a
shit,
piss in this
right.
room, or if she frigs herself off, I'll see the lot.
I was going to say if she was having a cheeky little fiddle.
There's baby oil everywhere and a fucking party. No, so
All the elders come in and there's just fucking dicks everywhere.
right, back in the room. Fucking hell, Danny. Every time, dickhead. Very good. You see sort of early hours of the morning, then Leora rushes into this room and the hair's sort of bed hair, a bit disheveled. It looks like she's got dressed in a rush. And she walks up to that patch of wall where you'd just, as you were casting the spell, seen Jewel reach up and do something. And there's no frame there. You just see her place her hand on the wall and press, and this sort of panel comes to the side. And she reaches in, takes out a bag, which is very similar to your bag, and hastily pulls out a device. Yanks it out. And places it in the bag. Exactly like that.
And it looks like one of those orrery things.
Absolutely. It is small. It is black in colour. Is what you notice. She shoves it into a bag and then slides the panel across. And then begins to sort of collect a load of documents. And you see this, or sort of a lot of it gets shoved into what you can assume is a bag of holding. At one point, you see Glim sort of enter. And Glim stares at Leora. But you then remember Glim's got this scar across her neck. There are no words spoken, but they are clearly communicating. And at one point, Leora breaks character almost, and then just looks and goes, "Just get it fucking done!" And Glim turns and leaves. It's at this point you see Leora then just look at the floor. And she shoves the desk over and throws it. Throws the chair as well. And on the floor now you see what was there originally. It had started off as chalk, but you now see what looks like Wrathstrike components laid out in a pattern. And it begins with this large circle, and then concentric circles. And then off to the side there are smaller circles that are formed. And what you notice as she sort of looks down at this is she floats up into the air. And holds her hands out, and these pieces of Wrathstrike just lift. And as they lift, they begin to turn over each other. And the small circular pieces begin to form spheres as they spin. And the orrery almost forms now in the room. As it spins and moves, and you see these smaller spheres moving around and where they intersect. And then eventually she just goes... And it blinks into this singularity point. And it's gone. As she now looks down at the floor, there are these chalk outlines. And she just waves a hand, and it's almost like a great sweeping brush just sweeps it away. She lands on the floor gently, taking deep, shuddering breaths. It's done. It's hidden. It's done, did you hear? And then there is a whisper as smoke and shadow begins to form around her feet. It was a mistake to let them discover more. It was a mistake to let them claim one of you. I expect more from my acolytes, Leora. I expect more from those who seek power. If you wish to experience my rapture, I expect more. And this shadowy smoke creeps up around, sort of wraps itself around her neck as you see her neck just angle to the side, and she's... I understand. I will do better. See to it that you do. I will not let this detective agency unravel all of my hard work.
Getting our name out. The marketing's working.
The smoke dissipates. Leora herself, you can see now a mark on her neck. Almost like a ligature mark of sorts. She just places a hand up. I will do better. She looks at the door as then Tharian walks in. And he just looks at her. And she looks back. Is it all done? He nods. And get out. Go wherever. In fact, no. There is one last task I have for you and Glim. They will return somewhere in Dryamere. Find them. End them all. The Lord demands it. See it done and you shall be rewarded. Go. Now.
Spoiler alert, they failed.
No. Foreshadowing.
And with that, then, things seem to speed up again for you. She sort of just darts around, and there's moments where she casts other spells, but there's nothing really of import in them. It's like maybe she's casting some message spells or doing something, and then we get to the point where you can see a beam of moonlight shining through the one window into this room. And she takes out 2 Wrathstrike discs and places them in front of herself and takes a step back. Speaks a word, makes a motion with her hand, and 2 figures appear. Spectral. Almost ethereal in nature. And you see in the room Leora in person, but the spectral figures of a lich and a male humanoid figure with greasy black hair and a hooked nose. The lich speaks first. What is it you have done, Leora? Why do you seem so hurried? And such a melancholy. I have failed the Lord. At least in this endeavour. Morse Taesi is lost to us. Not that it was important. Vane, are you still in Rosendom? And Vane sort of nods. I'm going to go to the 3rd location. That's where I'm going to stay now. We must have it done. The 3rd convergence must be complete. Then he can return. And then he can claim his power. Our preparations underway. And the Lich, Klein, speaks again. Preparations are well underway. This symphony of logic, almost. This symphony of mechanics and coincidence will be complete as we conduct this ritual. Mere months, I think, when we will be ready, if not weeks. Leora looks at Vane and your experiments. Well, there was the unfortunate incident with my niece. Jane is now something totally different, but I think I've learned I can tap into the void better now. It will be ready for when he needs it. The Dark Orrery shows me so much. So much. It's time to claim the other two. It is done then. I take my leave. Let us all now meet in his domain. I fear we need to plan in areas that are more private. I will travel to the Shadowfell. Henceforth, and then I will return to the third location. Very well. At this point, Klein just sort of takes his hood down, and you see the skeletal head and that singular purple eye, and then the one eye that's got a gemstone in it. I do not recommend you displease him anymore, Leora. I brought you into this. Don't make me out to be a fool. And Leora just bows her head. Vane looks at the other two. It is done then. Let us move forward. Accelerate plans. I'll see you all in the Shadowfell. And with that, Thane disappears. Klein just sort of brings his bony fingers together. Finally. Disappears. Leora collects up the two discs, places them into her bag of holding, looks around the room one last time. Good riddance. And leaves. Time speeds up again. You see people coming in and out. You get the briefest flash of druids sort of entering this room in full force and sort of ransacking it almost. Well, not ransacking, but searching high and low before they then disappear. I suppose the final thing you would see as she leaves is she just turns one last time and, for whatever reason, casts an illusion spell, and a wonky frame appears on the wall where that safe was. And you are back in the room with Jewel holding this small blue bead.
What on earth did you do, Lex? That looked weird.
That was intense. Holy shit. What
Maybe
didn't
a
I
Constitution
see?
saving throw, since that's the first time you've cast that.
Yeah.
I rolled 2. Luckily I got +8. 10. Hopefully I don't shit my pants.
10. There is a moment where you come back into the room, but you've just experienced time not only flow through you, but also visually, and it's almost like that vertigo feeling again, where your world gets turned upside down and then your stomach sort of does a flip, but you stand there for a moment and have to take a couple of deep breaths, but you hold back the nausea that it induces afterwards. You've not cast a huge amount of chronomantical spells. That one has some after effects.
I can I feel like I've got vertigo, travel sickness, and I can hear the heartbeat in my head all at the same time.
Well, was it worth it? What on earth did you do? Or did it go wrong? It didn't go wrong, did it?
You know this thing I just drew on a piece of paper? Fuck that, not important anymore. And I'll reel off everything you just said to Dave just to save me fucking 25 minutes.
Absolutely.
The main thing though, Shadowfawn said he's tapping into the void, he's perfecting it. His dark orrery shows him so much, but it's time to claim the other two. I'm assuming he means other two orreries. So if he has one in Thailissa that we stopped him getting, so he has one in Thailissa that we know of. We know that Leora is in Rosingdom. No, sorry, she went to the third location, so she might be in Thailissa. Shadowthorn is in Rosingdom, but Thailissa is where there was another orrery, if we remember.
Yes.
And then there's a third one somewhere.
We don't know where.
Else. But unless it's in the Shadowfell, maybe, or the Crystalline Isle, or fucking. I'll ask Edgius. He'll know when I see him. I've got a feeling.
I have an idea where it might be. But I'm not 100% sure. I have an idea.
I bet Lex is metagaming.
Jewel would get the.
What do you got in your hand, man?
Sorry, it is a bead. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, and we'll show you.
Is it a bead that looked like it fell off the orrery that I see, or is it like a little rough strike bead?
100%. It is a little blue bead that looks like it was one of the smaller beads on the orrery.
Awesome. So you're going to mark on the map, you said, that, Jewel, where we need to go.
Oh, no. Sorry. I was going to bring up some map. I'm just trying to find a way of actually bringing it up on screen here. Bear with.
I mean, I can load it into Owlbear if you like.
I can also bring it up here, I think.
Danny, the orrery took up the room, and she left you a piece of it. What other portal-like things have we needed pieces of to open?
Hang on, I'm getting the force. I'm tapping into the force, and this is speaking to me.
Ghost of Lex Past.
What I do want to try, though. Sorry, you do the map thing while we remember.
Okay, so, yes. Let's all totally see this. So, where? I'm sorry, I'm gonna take a punt on it being we need to guess. Why the hell can I not zoom out?
What are you doing?
Believe in yourself, Dave.
No, bear with. Hang on. I'm just guessing if the other two are in an obvious location. Is that better? That's a bit better. Okay. So we are looking at. You said Thalissa is definitely one place, bottom right.
We've seen it. Yep, we've seen it.
We've definitely seen one there.
Rosingdom.
Rosingdom is. Rosendum.
To the north.
To the north.
Just after planes have been erased.
Rosendum.
Oh, we have not been up there yet.
Yep.
We haven't been up there yet.
Oh my
And
goodness
then-
me! So the other one is.
Azure
Oh my
Pillar.
god! The other one is going to be at the Azure Pillar.
Well,
That's a tri-
technically, actually.
Okay, we can
there
put a
was two
triangle
in Thalissa.
anywhere on the map. All right, but
There was technically two in Thalissa, weren't there? Because the Archdeacon, what was she called? The woman who got killed.
yes,
She had one.
but the Dark Orrery is what they use, and so there's only one
Yeah.
Dark Orrery. Now, if the
Shame.
other Dark Orrery is in Rosendum, now it would make sense that it would be as
The
Crystalline Isle.
tunnels under it.
Or even like, well, no, I was going to say because they were saying that Morse Taesi is not valuable to them. Something nearby is probably they would literally just move to it instead of staying in Morse Taesi. So I don't think it's like Doolin or Eheneth.
And- He said claim the other two. Do they need to claim the other two that she just made? One of them is the one she just made disappear. She technically had one in our office floor.
Yeah,
No.
how are we understanding that one, Matt? She's holding a mini one.
Danny and Dave, make me history checks, please.
Fucking natural
Not even
20.
Not even
23.
in Danny and Dave.
Nothing.
Well, this
nothing.
goes back to before Lex and Edgius were part of the crew, and they wouldn't have seen this.
Brought up VMix. I didn't bring up my character sheet. A history check of 26.
So 22 and a 26. Both of you now think back to
23
when
and
you
26.
had previously seen an orrery. Now, you had seen a construction in Artemisia's study, which was made by her,
Yes.
which was an orrery of sorts. What you'd then seen underneath the Temple of Clothis which was a local name for one of the deities, was this dark construction very similar to, with sort of black metal and these purple orbs that spun around. What you've then seen Leora do is take a pattern on a floor and use some magic to cause that to almost recreate something using Wrath Strike. I'm going to say with both of you scoring 20 plus, you would get the impression that that is not an orrery, but an imitation of what an orrery does.
Okay, it kind of folds space-time.
Okay.
Temporarily.
It's the movements more of anything of these spheres that she is able to then use Wrath Strike to mimic.
So,
And when it became a singularity and then fucked off, would I take that as in she moved it somewhere in a plane or in space and time?
Maybe an Arcana check.
I will. Balls. That's a 9.
9. You're not too sure. Certainly looked like she did something with it, either destroyed it or potentially moved it.
Could I... Go on, Dave. Do your thought first.
no, well, okay, very quickly, it was what we were saying before. I'm going on the massive assumption of triangles because there are 3 of them. It is literally the third point, Rosendum, Thalissa. The other one has to be left or right, east or west. It has to be in Nylin, or it has to be in the rough region of Dryamere, is my guess, right? After that, I'm out, and I can take everything from it being a straight line or just random, and I totally get all of those being an answer. So I know it doesn't help us.
So Dave,
Yeah.
one of the things that you don't know that happened in my origin story is I saw an orrery get used during the harmonic convergence that happened.
In the fucking woods?
In the woods outside of Union City. He had the fucking orrery right there. He literally had it there.
Fucking believable.
So I'm not sure if it would still be there or if that's where it's hidden, but that is the only other place that I know that we have actually seen an orrery, like in like actually being close enough
Actually
to
being
one.
used. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna have to come up in a minute.
Can I
So
try
that
and do
Dryamere
something
thought
stupid
was not a
then?
bad thought.
But do you know what I mean? That's why I'm thinking triangle, and why
Yeah.
it's got to be in that
I fucking
area.
love a stupid idea, Danny.
Do it. It worked
She
brilliant last
used Wrath
time.
Strike to make an orrery type thing, and then to put it into a singularity and whatever she did. I've seen that. That's in my brain. I have a Mana Stone crystal, which is the purer version of Wrath Strike, so arguably more powerful. Could I try and channel through that to either replicate what she just did or flip reverse it? We try and Uno reverse it.
Now, Danny, can you remember back in campaign 1 you tried to do something that you couldn't do before?
Yeah,
And how well it went?
I nearly died.
Yeah. I'm all for
I got
it.
made
For
for
it.
it.
By
about
me again.
45
So
episodes.
you want to do
So what
what
sh-
with your piece of Wrath Strike?
I want to recreate what she did. See if I can figure out
How
where
much
it
Wrath
went
Strike
or
have
bring
you
it
got?
back from. I've only got
Shit's
the Mana
gonna use it
Stone.
up.
When I see her did it consume the Wrath Strike?
Well, it was the Wrath Strike that formed this thing that she then shrank into the singularity point.
I've only got me Mana Stone. Would I determine that I might consume it then? I mean, there's plenty on the ship if I need another
I'll let
one.
you make that decision around what you want to try and do.
Oh, funny fucker.
Could I use the Mana Stone as like one of those things that find water, those poles that cross over when I find water, just to see if I can tap into what she did? So did she send it somewhere? Did she create a point in the time-space continuum? Almost like, you know, when I can sense the frequency of portals, could I use the Mana Stone maybe to sense what she did or where she sent it, rather than try and recreate it?
Can certainly try.
Okay.
What sort of divination abilities have you got, apart from chronovoyance?
Good question. I've got... Oh, if only there was a filter on my spell list to just check divination.
I was about to say, can you not? Is that is there a filter thing?
I've got... other than chronomancy, what have I got? Time vortex.
Other than chronovoyance.
I'm pretty chronovoyant.
Not banishment. That's abjuration. Just by looking at the spells, I can't tell what's divination without clicking on each fucking one.
You should be able to tell by the spell symbol, actually.
Got to click on it though, yeah. I don't really
Maybe.
do divination spells, do I? Really?
It doesn't.
Okay.
True Strike is divination.
Bear with me.
Most of mine are abjuration or evocation, to be fair.
Okay. Where are we? Campaigns. Need to sort out my stream deck with all the new
Transmutation,
apparently.
abjuration.
This
Love a bit of
research
abjuration,
period of Malt Magic is brought to you by Tomatin, a wonderful Scotch whiskey
Chronovoyance
that
is
really nice.
is my only divination spell.
Which you've
Yeah,
used.
chronovoyance is my only divination spell, to be fair.
Okay, so what would you like to try and do then?
Do it.
You've used chronovoyance. It's given you so much.
I will... Fuck it. If I need more Mana Stone, I'll literally nick some from the
I mean,
ship.
I'm not sure you can
gonna
do
try.
that with a Rash Strike, but it's not got a flared base.
I will try and recreate what she did. If it uses my Mana Stone, I'm going to take the risk. I'll just get another one.
This super
Assuming this is not
valuable,
a special Mana Stone, and it
incredibly...
is really...
You on about your Mana Stone of Time, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's
Send us
different.
2,000
That's not
years into the
different.
past.
Okay.
That is just Mana Stone, isn't it? It's not like a special form of Mana Stone that I could never get again.
What do you want to do, Danny?
Fucking hell, Matthew. Fuck it. I'm going to try and get back what she turned into a singularity. I'm going to try and Uno reverse it.
Nice.
Okay. You take that fang from around your neck with the Mana Stone in it and place it now in the centre of the room. And just using a sheer force of
And the bead
magical
from Jewel.
energy.
Why not?
And the bead?
Yep. Chuck it in the
Hand it
mix.
over.
Place the
Hand it over.
bead next to it. You reach out into whatever magic you call on. You reach out to that clockwork soul, that clockwork sorcery. Make me a spellcasting ability check, please. Disadvantage.
Oh no. Oh, why did you say disadvantage? I rolled so good on the first one. 7.
Oof.
There's a moment
I
where
rolled
you
22 to start with.
push. Jewel, you see a number of gears begin to appear in the air around you and just sort of wobble. And then they all collect around this stone and this point. Lex, make me a Constitution saving throw.
25.
as you sort of shove this energy into the Mana Stone, it almost bursts back at you.
Lex, what are you doing?
Your first attempt, unsuccessful, but no ill effect.
Lex, is this wise? What are you trying to do?
Not.
But then stop.
15 that time.
This time you take a deep breath and Cog flutters out and sort of lands on your head, and the claws dig into your head almost as a warning around what the fuck are you trying to do, but you throw that energy, that arcane power into this Mana Stone and concentrate on the bead as well, and at this moment the bead sort of pops up and these gear-like lines begin to form and crack out. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
17.
17. You continue to then fuel your energy into this bead, into this Mana Stone, and it's almost like you see the Mana Stone itself glow brighter and brighter and brighter. Make me another spellcasting ability check, please. This time, straight roll.
Do I still have magical guidance? Tell me I've got magical guidance still in
You don't
2024.
have magical guidance, but you do have something that you
I
can
do have
use.
inspiration. I'm going to re-roll because I've got inspiration, because that was a 1, ladies and gentlemen. You cunt. I rolled 1 twice.
No! Oh!
You also have Restore Balance.
I was gonna say, can you not restore? I was gonna say.
That's only if I'm
Is
going to
it
roll
restore
with
balance I'm
disadvantage
talking
or
about?
advantage, which I didn't.
There is
Just straight roll.
something. I know there's something you can use because I was reading about this. You can give yourself guidance.
With a 1 though, it's not going to
Where
make
is
any
it?
difference. Innate sorcery only gives me
Innate sorcery.
DC
You
saves.
can you have advantage. It says on the attack rolls of sorcerer spells you cast. I will allow for this. If you wish to use your innate sorcery, you can take one of those uses and give yourself advantage on this particular roll.
Shit.
I still only rolled a fucking 3
Jeez.
for a
fucking
7.
Christ.
1.
What a time.
This time then, as you fuel it in, the energy snaps, bounces back. Make me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh, you said disadvantage as I roll a 20.
You just rolled 20s and
16.
tonight.
17.
16.
break,
Even
great
though this
shit.
energy hits
Sorry,
you and
17.
throws you backwards, you are still unscathed. That was attempt 2.
Lex, this doesn't seem wise. What are you
Yeah,
trying
but
to
you
do?
know what they say, man. 3rd time's a charm.
Oh.
And what I'm going to do,
Fuck!
I'm going to tap in to not only me clockwork magic, I'm going to go for chaos as well and just harness everything I've got.
Okay, I would
I mean,
also
we're gonna put
point
a thumb
out,
up the bum,
Edgius
see
and
if that
Cavern
helps.
are getting that, like, proper shit going down feeling.
Womp,
Wob, 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 you know.
Beautiful. In the bar, then I reckon Edgius and Cavan are sat down as like Edgius. They've stopped performing, and Edgius is like, you know what? I'm really confident this time. We came into this town with a plan. We came in structured. We knew what we were gonna do. There's no way we could have been sidetracked into anything deeper than we already are. And we put the most capable people on the most important task. So I have a feeling that everything's going really well.
Yeah.
And it's at
yeah,
that
That's just then you're
moment where
getting
it
panic,
feels
panic,
like your
panic.
stomachs just drop out and panic alarms are going off.
In
I'm
that
going to try
case,
different
Matt,
dice for this one.
what I would like to do is I will be like, they need us. And I will go to cast Misty Step. But Edgius will like stumble and the somatic component will change ever so slightly. to which I will cast my very first dimension door.
Yes.
As this shadowy kind of entrance opens up before us, and Aegeus kind of stares at it for a minute and goes, peeks his head through to see this like whirling dervish that is going on with Lex and Jewel in the room. Is gonna be like, Kevin, come with me.
It's looking good, right?
Oh yeah, it looks great. Come on through. I'll grab him by a cuff and pull him through the
I'm going to allow
door.
a little bit of flavour, as this is the first time you've cast Dimension Door, but also as Lex now taps into wild magic. Your spell not only expands slightly to allow you to Kami and Cavan all through, but usually Dimension Door has to be a point you can see within a certain distance, I believe. This now goes to a place you have been before. And
to a location with
you
a
all
range,
now enter into the...
or one you
Okay,
visualize.
well, I'll shut the fuck
it
up
could be
then.
something I visualize. Yeah, all good.
In which case, the only augmentation is it opens up to allow you, Cavan and Takami, because I think it's only supposed to be you and one individual. So at this point, you all step through, and inky blackness, purple smoke appears as you three step out into the room. As Lex, you throw everything you have now at this third attempt, and make me a spellcasting ability check, please. Go on, Joel.
Can we, with the Star Touch Crystal, give him any assistance whatsoever?
Ooh, great question.
Even
What capabilities have you
ill-advised?
got with the Star Touched?
I'm just wondering whether there's any connection.
What you can...
Um,
Celestial Harmony, when activated during a group ritual that lasts for an hour. Bullshit. The crystal greatly enhances the magical capabilities of the users for 24 hours.
oh yeah, but
We can cast additional spells and shit.
We should have done that an hour before, though, isn't it? So yeah, we can't
Yeah.
really do
Do you
that.
know
Takes an hour
what?
to do the
Everybody
ritual.
roll me a D100
Yeah.
if you want to then tap into that as a last-ditch effort.
Lex, what's happening? I don't know
Just
what's
go.
happening, but it looks like you're
just
doing a
help
good
him.
job. I'll give him Bardic Inspiration as well.
Oh!
64.
36.
51.
51, Cavan.
Yeah.
100!
What?
I never rolled 100!
Take a picture.
That's never happened! That's crazy! And they're my favorite dice. What a beautiful moment.
There's a moment then where, Lex, you throw this energy out, and Jewel, almost instinctively, you pull out your shard of the Star Touch crystal. Cavan, you feel something slip out of your pocket as your Star Touch crystal flows out. Aegeus, you too, and Lex, from within your coat pocket, the Star Touch crystal swirls around and forms and connects in front of you as you then throw this energy through. Roll me another D100, please, Lex.
$92.
To be fair, you have a D8 of inspiration. I'm not sure if you can add a D8 to a D100 roll, but if you can roll an 8 on that D8, then that's 100.
Gotta do it.
I mean, this is fucking brilliant. Wild magic surges around you, Lex. You almost feel like you just did the Mario, collected a 1-up coin.
Oh, I found a star.
Vitality flows through you, and you throw this energy in as once again you connect, and these gears just begin to spin and form, and from that bead, mechanical lines begin to form. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Jesus Christ, it's all going off.
He's like a
just fucking
combination
hell,
of
come on.
Fergie and Jesus. Look at him go.
I don't know what he's doing.
30-20. 30-20. Just
Dirty
go.
20.
30-20.
You're holding on. Everybody in the room can see these pulses. And as it pulses out, you see flashes of the past, present, and future. Lex, make me another spellcasting ability roll, please.
I'm going to become the
future.
Thanos. Did you say Constitution saving throw?
Spellcasting ability check.
Six.
Fuck. Use the D8 now. Use the fucking D8 now. Jesus
Now use the
fucking
D8.
Christ.
14. 13. Even.
13.
Yep. Lucky for me.
You throw more energy in and more lines begin to form, and you see a structure begin to form with a central mechanical object. This blue bead now connected via lines, and more of these gear-like beads begin to form and begin to turn around this object, which, to be honest, appears no bigger than this. These mechanical circles, and it begins to spin slowly. Make me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, please.
Oh god.
It was a 1 with disadvantage, so that's 9 altogether.
Matt. If we
Luckily,
see
we're having
Lex,
a long rest after this.
If we see Lex struggling, could I look at Cal and like gesture to being like, we might need to like aid, and like maybe go post up behind Lex, magic stance with Callum if we need to help him with anything.
Callum is up against the wall going,
I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm not getting involved.
Fuck you!
There's like 100-mile-an-hour wind just.
I love you all, darlings. If I die here, then I fucking love you.
Lex!
We're all just leaning forwards, just trying to help.
What the fuck is happening?
I can't hear you.
I'm going to ask everybody, because Danny's rolled a 1, to roll me a d20 between you all, please. So a d20 each.
D20 each. Okay. That D20 is a 6 from Jewel.
It's an 11.
Ooh, that's a 13. Yeah.
Edius, as the one who rolled highest, I would like you to take...
Oh. Inspiration.
That was the wrong dice as well. That was
Take a
that
bow.
was the hundreds, not the 10s. Bear with me while I
Take the
find
GM's
right
chair
dice.
for 1 minute.
Sorry, you
Go.
take 3 points of force damage.
Oh, it's hot. Somehow it's hot.
As then you feel energy sapped from you into Lex. Lex, roll me another d20, please. Just a
Lex,
straight
take my
d20.
load. Take every
rolled a
bit
2.
of it. Take all my energy.
2 plus the 13 is a 15. So as you use Edius's energy in this moment through the Star Touch crystal, you throw it in. Roll me a final d100.
I'm fucking. Oh, D100. Where'd they go? They did me good earlier. I want the same one. $52.
Good number.
It's a solid number.
You see this mechanical structure form, and the Mana Stone then just ding, 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 drops to the floor. All of these arcane gears then lock onto this object and begin to form a mechanical orrery, which then floats down to the ground. And as it floats down to the ground with a single blue bead on it, it lands on the floor Lex, time ravages your body.
Good.
Everybody watches as Lex's body begins to age and age and age. The skin begins to shrivel. The hair goes white before it begins to fall out. Lex, you turn to your allies as the skin begins to fall from your body.
Lex?
Bones
Join the
drop.
gang!
And you fall down dead.
Oh, fuck.
What? What?
Lex, no!
Arcane energy
Edward will dash.
surges throughout this room, and with your wild magic surge of a 92, you cast Revivify on yourself.
What the actual
Fucking right, I do.
craptastic? Unfucking believable.
Skin begins to form once again. You come back to a single hit point. I am, however, going to ask you to roll me a d10.
4.
As skin, muscle, everything and hair all begins to reform as you then take a breath once again as you return to life. Thanks to a very lucky wild magic surge roll there. You have aged the amount of years that you just rolled.
4. Okay.
Thank you.
4 years.
So you've aged by 4 years. Your mana stone glows and almost floats towards you and loops around your neck as Cog flutters in front of your face and a claw just scratches across you. For the next 24 hours, any spells you cast will be at disadvantage. Any that require a saving throw, the target will have advantage on that saving throw. In front of you on the floor is a
So disadvantage
mechanical
on saving throws for me
orrery.
and for them if I cast a spell.
No, disadvantage on if you are casting spells that target an individual. So if it's a spell attack, it will be at disadvantage. Anybody that needs to save against one of your spells will have advantage.
But there is something on the floor.
I will slide
There
over
is a
and like catch
mechanical
Lex.
orrery on the floor.
I'll catch Lex as he like crumbles to the ground, I imagine, from tiredness or something. From arcane.
Yeah, I'll give you a point of
exhaustion.
exhaustion as well, Lex.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have kept my mouth shut. Thank you. And Edgeus will kind of catch Lex and be like, "What was that? We left you alone for fucking like 20 minutes to do a killer set, and you almost die."
I move over as well. I lay hands on him and pump him with 15 points of HR.
Guys,
And then as that kind of goes into me like a clear, I'll just come up with fucking nailed it and then clap.
Passes out.
guys, I'm sorry. I didn't know what he was doing. He looked back into the past and then he tried to do something else, and this is what came out. Some crazy whirlwind shit.
No one touched the thing, unless it's with some sort of cloth. Thank you, Lex. I'll stroke his face. Thank you, Lex. You did good. No one pick up the thing unless it's with a cloth. Let's get it in a bag or something, just in case it activates.
It looks like the orrery that's it's like a miniature one. Do be very careful with that.
Matt, does this orrery resemble the one that I saw when me and Klein fought in the forest? The little one that was in the center of the thing when me and him were fighting in that like courtyard thing.
very similar. Very similar. I will say, as you pick it up, even though you've witnessed this just be created, it looks ancient.
This is one of them. Fuck their plans. We got one of the 3 guys. They're gonna have to come and kill us now. We're doubly fucked.
I'll just hold open my bag of holding from the floor.
I'll find a cloth on the sofa that's over in the side of the room, and I'll pull it off and I'll wrap the orrery in it and then put it in Lex's bag.
Jewel goes up to Lex and is like, Lex, what were you thinking?
Plot development.
In this moment, can I just say thank you for the follow as well? We really appreciate that in the middle of the Thank you so much. I know we've not acknowledged it because these guys are all fucking crazy tonight, but thank you so much for that follow.
Edgius. Come closer.
Lex,
I'm the main character now.
Edgius is gonna look up to the rest of the group and be like, Lex is clearly exceedingly sick. We need to make sure that we get him to a doctor as soon as possible. He's saying crazy stuff, guys. I'm worried about him. I'm seriously worried about him.
This was meant to be just simple.
Everybody make me a perception check, please.
Information gathering, my god.
I failed.
Perception check.
In fact, yeah, you don't even bother.
Yeah.
I failed.
16.
16?
Fuck. Perception. That's an 8.
Bodes?
Oh, perception for me as well? Of course.
Everyone
I would
except
be
Lex.
fucking delighted to. That's a 24.
Oh!
Brilliant. Jewel and Edgius. Now you look around the room, you see Takami's body is on its knees and the arms are outstretched. There is this almost like spectral extension of Takami's body where this magical energy is hit, and you see the ethereal nature or the astral nature of Takami and her Corian self, where you've got the humanoid body, 2 more arms, 2 more legs, 2 more arms, 2 more legs, 2 more arms, 2 more legs. There's a humanoid body here, and then 3 spiritual forms, and each of the spiritual forms is slightly different. There is one with a close cropped haircut. There is one with the face is scarred. There is another where actually there's a second head. And the spirits of the Corian nature then shrink back in and come. What the fuck just happened?
Takami, are you okay?
No. Definitely. What?
Lex, I think. Well, he was messing with time before, and I think he fucked with time and reality now. What happened to you? I saw 7 of you.
I'm gonna throw.
Edgius will go and rub the small of her back and be like, get it all.
Nice.
Fucking brilliant.
Amazing stuff. As we all settle then from this moment.
Guys,
Carry on.
how did you get here?
Oh, Well, I tried to cast Misty Step, and then I don't know. I did a different hand gesture, and then suddenly this door opened. It was like looked like a door that you probably shouldn't walk through, but something was like calling me, like this lapping water sound that like pulled me towards it. So I dragged these guys through.
Yeah. Lex told me about the fact he used some sort of magic to see back to the time when Leora was running. The day they left. Amazing grasp on what happened that day. He then decided to. Well, he was describing something Leora did, and I think he tried to recreate it. He tried to redo that spell, where I think they hid this artifact. I'm guessing it didn't go so well, or he wasn't quite able to, but he is still alive, isn't he? Lex?
You just see a thumb from the floor. Well, like, yeah.
You're an absolute twat, and I love you for it. Let's get
Callum's like
safe.
feeling his legs and checks his crotch. Oh, thank God.
Jules also going to just pop to the door and just peek her head out to see if there's like just normal guards just walking around like nothing happened. Whether this was like purely contained.
You've preempted me on this one. There is a ring of guards pointed with their staves, and Brom at the front with a hand out, half a spell cast. Like, the fuck's going on?
Lex is being an idiot, but everyone is fine. It's all. I'm so sorry. Brom, coming in. We'll explain.
Just give
Is
me
my mana stone okay?
It's around your neck.
Is that a
you should have
euphemism,
dropped to the
Lex?
floor,
I don't
didn't you?
know
Or did
what
it-
you're talking about.
But I then did say, as you sort of dropped it, sort of flowed back
Okay.
into your neck magically. Looped itself around.
I then explained to Brom kind of what happened. Briefly.
Have I got
Brom's
grey
got
hair?
that stern headmaster look on his face. Like, why are you all not in class right now? Why are you misbehaving in the toilets? Who's smoking and why are you smoking that?
I'm landing everything on my explanation on Lex being, Lex, and just totally like 100%
It was him,
the
sir.
truth.
It was him. He did it.
Just all of it, just everything. I'm so sorry. It was him. I couldn't stop him. Then we're just trying to make sure that he wasn't going to die.
just divulge it all.
Brom would see that Lex is pretty fucked.
Sorry, you laid on hands, Kevin, didn't you? Sorry. What was that?
Yeah, so I've got
15. He gets
16 hit points
Yeah,
now.
so 16.
Yeah. I go to Brom and I say, look, we don't need attitude right now. You begged us to go fucking find this bullshit fucking worm under the fucking city while you hold...
I didn't beg for anything,
Wait,
actually.
no, shut
I
up,
told
shut
you
up, shut-
what
shut-
was
shut-
going
shut-
on
shut-
in the city. No,
Shut your mouth.
excuse me, and Brom will smash his staff on the ground, and the level 20 Archdruid comes out as shadow and vines grow around, and it's that moment where Gandalf speaks to Bilbo and sort of that dark speech comes out, and Bilbo shrinks away as
Do you take me?
I'm not trying to rob you, I'm trying to help you.
Baggins.
Exactly.
Jill will put a hand on Kevin like, this is entirely on us.
No, I know, but we're trying to fucking help here. We don't need attitude. We don't need people fucking questioning us for fucking... We're trying to do well. We're trying to do right by you. Back off and give us a second. One of our men is down. We need some fucking help. Not bullshit fucking attitude.
And with that, the staff whips out and connects with Lex as Brom is going to cast a 9th level Cure Wounds.
Oh, cute. That was way cuter. Tom, you're frozen.
53 points of health back.
Oh!
Yeah, your camera's gone backy.
So what I'll do, as he casts that on me, you know when people flip up from laying on their back?
Yes, nice.
I will do that like The Rock used to do in wrestling. And be like, I fucking did it, guys. I fucking did it.
Lex, what the shit was that? What
just-
the hell was it?
I think what I have done is either taken their orrery from wherever they hid it in time and space, or I've created our own dark orrery that we can use to disrupt theirs.
So now there's a fourth?
This is big. It's either it could be theirs, to be fair. I think what I did was take theirs.
Well, I mean, I've seen one of those before a very, very, very long time ago. But Brom, I see above table. Do we now know what Lex and Jules know? Have you filled us in, Jules, or Lex?
Yeah, a very scattered, blurted one, but yeah, kind of.
I've told
tried
you
to cover
everything I've
up.
seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will also
I can do
say,
now.
as the Star Touch crystal now breaks apart again and flows into your pockets, you all, with time magic having been absolutely abused to its nth degree in this space, you view almost in your minds everything that's just happened, just to give you the benefit of getting all that information. And that's where Brom does sort of step in and say, appreciate the candor, Kevin, and the enthusiasm to defend your friends. I promise this city protection, and nothing, not even the monster underground, has caused that many ripple effects other than what your friend just did. So forgive me if I'm a little bit annoyed right now.
Brom.
Totally understandable.
Brom, we apologize, but as you know from our past escapades in and around your vicinity, we don't do things by the book, but we get motherfucking results. And that's what's up with the Planar Detective Agency. Now, we just discovered something that is really, really vital, that we all make a good decision together now. Brom, you as one of the leaders of this area, and us. These people who have been after us and we have been after them for weeks at this point had a conversation in this room weeks ago saying that their plans would be ready within a matter of weeks. Realistically, at this moment in time, that means that their plans are likely being completed or are already complete. Now, we also know that there are multiple of these orreries around this land, whether we've had tips from Rosingdom, Thalisser, and the Azure Pillar in the Crystalline Isle, as well as then also I was going to mention I saw an orrery near Union City about 30 years ago when I got de-skinned. I'm just wondering, guys, if we need to split up and tackle this and like almost send people to different places to almost try and stop this before it's too late, and almost try and stop them before completing it. Even like intercept someone in Rosendum, Thalissa, I don't know, but I'm guessing from what they said, the time frame that we thought we had to go explore the Crystalline Isle, then make our way to Thalissa and, you know, plod around doing all these things is way less than we originally thought.
So, with Lex being a bit more compos mentis now, he's been restored a little bit. The date, if I can't do the maths in real life, Matt, so we'll have to make up it in game. The date I went back to in time, they said we're months away from completing. How long has it been since? They said what? Months, if not weeks.
Months, if not weeks.
So how long ago did I go back in game time?
I can potentially figure this out if you just give me a few minutes. So talk
Yeah,
amongst
no,
yourselves.
that's fine. Yeah.
Because then what I want to do is cross-reference with the stuff we've done to scupper them as we've gone along,
As whether it slowed them down in any fashion. Yeah, I get.
as
I get
whether
what you mean.
I could calculate whether we've slowed them down enough. Yeah.
Probably not a
Essentially.
lot. Probably not a lot because we've kind of been on our own trek. I mean, the only other thing that we've done really is, well, again, I don't think there's any. There's been the guy who killed someone at Union City. That didn't really slow them down. We found them out.
Yeah.
Dryad's Gate, we stopped the corruption that was there. That was after them. You know, that was kind of around the time that we said basically, please, can you go and look at them? So I don't think that would have slowed them down at all. Other than, and the only thing I think is basically what we did in Eleanor. Right, we took over their man of the Serpent's Cloak. That's the only thing that may have even slowed them down a jot. Particularly, unless anyone else can think of anything like.
Well, we've closed some portals for one.
No, you're right. We have closed some portals, so that absolutely will hopefully will have slowed them down.
I don't know, but my thought is this: whatever we do from here needs to be the most calculated decision possible. Now, look, Brom, I know that you're dealing with a problem, and we came here to help you, but as you can tell by the cataclysmic event that just happened here, not even what is actually brewing out in the Shadowfell, we are on a time schedule. So either we go deal with that creature right the fuck now, or we leave it in your capable hands as a, and gestures to the level 20 druid, as you clearly are capable of handling oneself. I don't know.
To answer your
this
question,
needs to be
Danny, it's been 20 days, and you would know that from the spell. 20 days, which you would know from the Ardalian calendar is 2 weeks, because they are 10-day weeks.
So we have a couple of weeks, max.
Potentially. But if we still want to go to the Crystalline Isle for intel before we go to Rosingdom, or do we now just go straight to Rosingdom is the question we need to talk about in a minute.
I still think the Crystalline Isle holds a fuck ton of information. But,
I think,
again...
Aegeus, as you say this to Brom is going to look at you and sort of... I'll reiterate what I said. We were not asking for help. The fact that you came here, I was going to take the help. You purely asked what was going on. If you wish for us to handle this creature, I will have it handled, and I will have it handled tomorrow.
What else do we need to hear? We're fucking out of here, guys. Right? We're out of here.
I mean, look.
There better
Brom.
not be a portal under the city. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I haven't sensed one so far.
Then
But I didn't sense one when I tried.
I am happy to be overruled. Seriously.
I mean, aren't we risking, if the timing is more like weeks than months, then we're there? What are we talking about right now? We're talking about a monster under the city, or
It's
the
been
fucking...
a couple of weeks since they said they're months, if not weeks away, so we're
No,
2 weeks into that. Time is definitely of the essence.
The other question is, we have to factor in travel time. I know Rom is a good pilot, but I'm not sure if it's going to be days for us to get down to the Crystalline Isle and then days to get back up to Rosingdom. I don't know how fast these.
It will be a day at max to the Crystalline Isle. It'll be 2 to 3 days to Rosendom from there.
It's hours. You now know that this ship can travel at 30 miles an hour.
Ah, fucking hell, yeah, of course. Shit, now.
Do we
We can do it in days.
I mean,
X is 60 miles.
do we split up? Do a couple of us go to the Crystalline Island to gather more information?
Not
the others?
volunteering other people for the job, but could we leave Takami and Callum here to help them deal with the worm while we go to the Crystalline Isle and pick them back up on the way back to Rosingdom?
They don't need help with the worm.
I think we all help with the worm, or we let them help sort the worm out.
He just
Cool.
said he could fix it tomorrow. What are we...
All right.
I'm so confused.
You've said worm Jewel, I'm assuming you can give me some form of description of this creature.
Jewel then gives a brief description of what she saw under the crypt, or in the cellar. The worm, the pail, the size.
I elbow Edgius at this moment, and I say, call me crazy here, but if he could fucking get rid of this worm tomorrow, why hasn't he gotten rid of the worm already? Like, why are they delaying getting rid of the worm?
I'm gonna look at Cavan and give him a look that says, I was thinking the exact fucking same thing. If Brom thinks that it's that easy, why hasn't this been dealt with? This thing has been loose since we left Morse Taesi.
If I was to insight check his hubris in saying he could deal with it tomorrow with a... Fuck, never mind. I got an 8.
Above table, a commander or someone in the army does not do something unless they have the orders, even though they think they can do it.
I have an insight of 19 passive, man. Anything from Brom that might indicate that actually he's been double dicking us this whole fucking time.
Or he's secretly scared.
Brom is
he says he can deal with it.
Angry. Brom is angry. Brom is with Jules' description now gone. Sounds like a carrion crawler. I think it's about time I descended into the depths of this city.
Alone?
None of us have ever heard of the carrion crawler?
Make me a nature check or a history check.
So Matt, he's angry, but do I feel like there's any sort of mistruth to his... to just... anything is facade. Also, I'll say this, I do have my true sight gem in, so I will also activate a charge of that to see if there's any fucking illusion magic going on around this motherfucker as well. Just double fucking down and make sure.
Okay.
When Edgius mistrusts, he mistrusts hard.
Yes.
18
He's a
on
druid,
history.
so illusions are not the easiest thing for him to cast. But no, you don't. It's not a mistruth or an untruth. The anger you almost get as a we should have done better as well.
Well, again, I don't really know what type of creature it is. I was wondering whether druid was almost like he's angry that the elders had abused a creature so... you know what I mean, like chaining a magnificent dragon in the ground. Do you know what I mean? It was whether he's angry at what the elders had done to this poor creature. Do you know?
What was your history or nature check?
18, sorry.
With an 18, you have heard of carrion crawlers before. They are creatures that essentially feed on the dead. So now you understand that. They are creatures that follow the scent of death to food, and it then sounds like, from what you can then surmise, it was captured by the elders, used, abused potentially. Usually they are roaming creatures. But you also know from your nature or what history check or whatever it was that they are also patient predators. They are not known to burst out and grab things. They will wait.
Okay.
Cavan.
Yeah.
Ed just turns Cavan so we're facing away from Brom. And I'm just going to be like, look, something's not sitting well with me. I'm starting to put some pieces together. When we left Dryad's Gate the first time, Brom disappeared for a number of days, and he said he went and spoke to another place. Eleanor. Now, we have no evidence Iolin. We have no evidence that actually happened. Not to mention, when we first met him, I wasn't sure of him then. Something was just off, and I'm starting to wonder if this guy's so powerful, if he's, all this stuff is going on. You would have think he would have been more proactive. We've been at this for 2 weeks since we put him on the track to solve this problem, and he's not solved it in that time? Where has he been? And I'll say this, Iolin, if you look at the map, is a very, very short distance from Rosington. It's very close.
I'm with you. Like, he's either hugely incompetent by having dallied around and waited for fucking us to give him the insight to go clean up this fucking mess, or he's corrupt. It's one or the fucking other.
Can I just wager in, because you're talking quite loudly and we can all hear you?
Hey, Lex, hey.
Oh, sorry.
If we're talking about resolving problems...
Face this way, because no one can hear us if you face this way. People can't hear you.
Right, sorry. If we're judging him on his speed of resolving issues, that would be very hypocritical of us, because we take fucking ages to solve any problem.
Lex. He's a fucking he's a fucking grand wizard. Did you see what he just fucking threatened to do? He
turns trees into portals.
Yeah, but the fear of the unknown can make you do weird stuff, man. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay. So
2 weeks is quite quick to solve a problem in our timeline.
So you're saying he's not incompetent and he's not corrupt. You're saying he's a coward.
I love it.
Yeah?
I love it.
Is that what you're
the third option is most defamatory.
It's so black and white. This is so brilliant.
I think it might be a smorgasbord of all of those put together, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and which one is the most positive of the three? Corrupt, fucking incompetent, or afraid?
Oh, sorry. No, I don't think he's corrupt. I think he might be scared, which made him then incompetent.
I hope he's incompetent. I hope it's incompetence. I really, really, really hope it's incompetence.
Yeah.
Or incompetence.
I'm also going to point out that Iolin is 240 miles away from Rosington.
That's really a long way.
In his defense, though, that is literally just a walk through a bush and he'll be there, isn't it?
For him, yeah, exactly. And not
distance
to mention
is irrelevant when you can walk through bushes.
I was going to say, and also, to be fair, when you consider it, compared to where Morse Taesi is, if that's 200 miles away, we're fucked. If we're in Morse Taesi, it's going to take us if we do 30 miles an hour and it's like hundreds of miles away, we are
That's
fucked,
8
guys.
hours. It's 8 hours trip. That's not bad.
It's just one sleep. Just one long
Divide
rest.
24 by 3.
Yeah, but then we got to go down from the crystalline isle. It's like double that. We got to go all the
No,
way
it
back
isn't.
fucking up.
It's not. It's like a day and a half.
Let's not try and do maths live, everyone. It's never worked out well for us.
Yeah, true.
21, 24. That's 270 miles away from the crystalline
Yeah, really not a problem.
Ish.
Okay, I thought it was
Again,
further.
I will point out, Brom is part of a druid army. He's there for
And
a
he's helped
job
us even though he
and
hates
not
us.
to go rogue. He's
Jewel,
not there to
Jewel,
be like, oh,
Jewel.
fuck it.
Jewel, what did he just say? He said, "Oh fuck it, I'll deal with it tomorroll." What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh fuck it!
So
I'll
he
do
can
it tomorrow.
He just oh fucked it, dude. What are you talking about right now?
No, that is fine. Okay, look, we're gonna go. We're gonna leave. They can
That's
sort it
fine.
out.
That's fine.
We
But
agree.
please don't give Brahm like the respect that he doesn't deserve right now.
I slap Cavan.
I punch Jewel.
There is a dagger to his nuts.
Small slap scuffle breaks out.
Right.
Can I cast Animal Friendship?
Jewel, make me a dexterity check, please. Cavan, make me an unarmed strike, please.
a dexterity check.
15. Fuck's sake, what is that?
Death 12.
Hang on. So I rolled a 15. Let me
That's
just
not
see
good.
what I've got. Unarmed strike is a 23.
So Jewel, you do the slap. Cavan just properly
Uppercut you.
punches you, sort of like instinctively, just punches you in the gut.
Yeah.
It's total
With a
instinct,
13,
total
you go
instinct.
to flick the knife up towards his nads. Cavan, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Can I just say, at that moment, I realized that it was an instinctive punch, and it was one of those like rage moments for Cavan. And
The barbarian comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like trying to retreat from that. But anyway, it's a 12 plus. It's a 14.
14. So you just back up as this dagger inches closer to your nuts. Jewel, you sort of hold off anyway, holding your side. Cavan rolled.
At this
In
point-
fact, what's your unarmed strike damage? Is it 4?
5.
Or is it 6
Let's-
now? 5. Okay. So you're
As
gonna
this is
take 5
happening,
points
can
of
I throw a
damage.
thunderous chromatic orb at the floor to make a big fucking boom? Like, you know when people get
You
a gunshot
can,
to get
because
everyone in
Brom is
round
going to
attention?
do something very similar. Brom is going to slam his staff on the ground, and sort of earth just and pushes you all to the side. Brom will look to you, Lex. We should team up more often. As you all just now get shoved back, and it's Callum who steps forward
Time out!
with Lex as well. Darlings, what the fuck is going on right now?
We forget.
Why are we
our
attacking each other?
Place.
Yeah. Yeah.
We love each
Lex,
other.
sorry, you.
Remember that.
Yeah, it's not fucking worth it. I'm sorry, Jewel. I don't even know. I didn't even think I did that. I'm so sorry.
We do not disrespect our friends and the people who are trying to help us.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Not everyone here is at our throats. And just because something is suspicious does not mean that they are against us. This is not black and white.
She says as a black and white cat.
I just say,
Danny just can't deal with the tense moments. He has to like about this shit.
Jewel, I don't want to fight you, but we have to look at things with clear eyes, and I'm going to disagree with you, and let's just see how it plays out. But I won't fight you.
We can agree to disagree.
Look, I think we're all under agreement. Brom, look, we have bigger fish to fry that could eventually shadow fry the rest of the world, and would mean you and your incredible staff powers that can take out giant worm creatures tomorrow are going to be pretty irrelevant unless we actually deal with the cataclysmic issue at hand. I super appreciate you being here to help these people after we did what we did, and we're continuing to chase the thing that we're doing. But I swear to God, Brom, I swear to all of the gods, my 2,
Which one?
Jules 1, Lex's 1, and Cavan's 1, that I will beat the brakes off you if you are involved in this conspiracy at all. I promise you that I will beat the living brakes off you. Please do not let us down like we have been let down by others. We really need allies in this area who can help us solve this problem. Please, Brom. do not let us down. We need you right now. We really need you.
Jewel visibly rolls her eyes in despair.
I'm not sure what I've done to cause distrust amongst this collective group who apparently can't trust each other enough to not punch each other in the nuts.
When you say the collective group, I'll just point at them too.
I do not mean Morse Taesi or any of you any harm. The fact that we have not dealt with whatever it is underneath is because nobody had had a good enough look to figure out what it was yet. And we have had to control a city.
I'll then use message into Cavan's head, then told you it was cowardice.
Nice.
Not only that, we have had to deal with the ramifications of Dryad's Gate and the trapped spirit and the communications between Iolin, Dryad's Gate and Morse Taesi. These things do not happen on a whim. Kingdoms do not shift in a day.
And you know what, Brom?
By what Jewel tells me this is a mere carrion crawler, then yes, as I nonchalantly put, I will deal with it tomorrow. I will delay my trip north, and I will deal with it tomorrow.
I above table, I just love that this dude is like, nah, I'm gonna go get a good night's rest. I'll fucking first thing in the morning I've got.
And he's gonna delay his holiday. He's gonna delay his holiday by 1 day, so that he's that inconvenienced. He's that fucking put out. Come on, man.
I'll look at Brom and I'll be like, look, it's not you, as of such, that has got us on.
Oh no, it's definitely you.
It's. I was actually, you know.
That was an olive branch you just shot down.
Brom, look, buddy. You look. The reason we don't trust people is because we have been betrayed too many times already. How do you think I ended up as a skeleton? Betrayal. How do you think Lex ended up here? I don't know if it was betrayal, but I feel like it could be. Jewel. Jewel, betrayed by a friend. Cavan, betrayed by a god. Look, man, we've dealt with shit as people. We have to be safe. We have to be sure. We literally had people appear on a ship that we were 100% sure was safe. We were 100% sure the ship was safe, and yet that even befell us, Brom. So you can understand why.
So your naivety is meant to be my problem now. I have 3 cities to control.
Edgius, it is time for us to leave.
Yeah, we gotta go, Edgius, or else I'm gonna say something that I'm gonna regret.
I'm right there with you. Let's leave. Brom, it's been a
Brom,
pleasure.
We'll finish on this.
No,
because I don't want you to forget one thing, that right here, right now, I am responsible for 3 cities. Not 1, 3. And all of the souls that exist in those 3 cities. The only thing you have to worry about right now is yourselves.
Can't be the fate of the universe, but we'll let that be slide.
Some higher calling.
Hold me back to comment.
That I am still not 100% sure what it's about. I get it. You've all been betrayed. I get it. Everyone has baggage. Everyone has baggage.
You know what, Brom?
Kevin thinks to himself, what a fucking cunt.
We're literally trying to save the world and the universe.
Yeah, literally. Bro, Edgius will be like,
Brom
you know
don't
what?
know that.
You know what, Brom?
No.
You're 100% right. You are truly, you have such a weight on your shoulders, and we were wrong to have misjudged that. Do you know what? There's actually something you have that I feel like would be more valuable in other hands. If you wouldn't mind, I'll take the sending stone from you, please. I believe that that's going to become more valuable to us in other hands. But otherwise, we'll see you possibly round Dryad's Gate when we come back to solve more of your problems in the future. Appreciate you, bro. It's been a cool time.
Kevin holds out his hand for the sending stone.
Brom's going to take it out of a pocket. Puts it on the floor.
Cock, sensing the tension, will pick it up and give it to Kevin.
Brom's then going to say, I think you've put everybody here in enough danger. It's about time you all made your way.
I turn to Jewel and I'm like, this is the guy we're fucking following?
Nope.
She can't look any of you in the eyes.
I'll walk over and help to calm me up, and kind of put her arm over my shoulder as she's still debilitated. We're like, let's get out of here.
The fuck does that mean?
I'll tell you, man.
Super douche meets hard rock equals bad time.
As we are leaving, I will say thank you for dealing with the worm. But wish us luck as we try and save the world and the fate of reality as we know it. And I'll just give him a pat on the shoulder as I leave.
Don't appreciate the passive aggressiveness, Lex. Go do what you've got to do, but don't act like everybody owes you something. Because we don't. Not yet.
Oh.
Jules going to be the last one left in the room, hasn't moved as everyone else leaves. Will finally, after a few seconds, look up at Brom, and there's actually a tear in her eye, and she just goes, I'm sorry, Brom, you didn't see us at our best. I hope we see you on better terms
On the
next
contrary, if this is how you approach everything, regardless of the way your allies act, gives me hope that whatever you are dealing with, as I have very few details, whatever it is, keep the skepticism, because I don't know what you're facing. But if you have to use whatever magic is you just pulled off, then you're going to need every single bit of energy, power, skepticism, and attitude you've got. I will take it on the chin. And if the threat here is less than what we suspected, then yes, we will deal with it. Do not apologize, Jewel. Do what you need to do.
Then I hope to see the head of that worm on your lounge fireplace wall when we next meet.
I'm not one for unnecessarily killing creatures, but this one will have to perish for what it's done. And I have to assume it is nurture rather than nature in this instance. The elders have a lot to answer for, and if you find Leora, bring me her head.
We will make her pay. And as she says that, she's walking past him, puts hand on her shoulder, and just looks straight into his face. Thank you, Brom. And we'll see you soon.
Farewell, Jewel.
She
And the
walks
guards,
out
as you
with
all
her,
exit, just sort of... They all have their bladed quarterstaff sort of angled at you all, but allow you to leave. And you head back to
That
the
was
ship.
fun.
A hero's welcome by all who look over the lands of what we saved. Edgius will say as we walk past all these guards, just tapping the tips of their halberts with his bone finger as he walks past.
Cavan slips a couple business cards into their top pockets as we're walking by.
I will say one druid gets a little bit cocky then. Heroes? Fuck are you heroes of? Left this city in shit state, didn't you? On you go, boys. And lady. Or ladies, sorry. See you later.
Cavan turns around.
Kevin,
Goes
leave
up
it.
to him.
Edgius puts a
Leave
hand
it.
on his shoulder. He's not even ranked. Look at his stripes. Edgius will point to
Edgius,
the man's
shush. Get on that
man's
ship.
shoulder.
Leave.
Yeah, you just, as I'm walking away, you just continue to make sure this city's safe, like you've been for the last couple weeks. And people are fucking running from house to house and not enjoying themselves at all. You're doing a great job. And oh, one more thing.
Not our fault they're afraid now, is it? We didn't leave a monster here. We just have to deal with the aftermath. People running, leaders out, you know, that sort of stuff. Be on your way. Off you go.
I swear to God, Edgius, it would take me literally 2 minutes.
Look, Cavan, the way we beat this is by one day our names will be forged into the annals of history. While these useless drones shall be forgotten by even those who love them most.
Let's get the fuck out
Don't
of here.
worry about it.
Yeah. Start climbing the rope.
Yeah.
You go back to the ship, you climb the rope. Romeo sort of leans over and goes, Good trip? Whoa. Sensing a bit of tension.
No, good trip. No, actually,
we-
really good trip. We were super productive. We actually managed to move a lot more forward and avoid doing something here that we didn't need to do, actually. So, all in all, actually positive.
His face tells me otherwise. Looks at Cavan, who has got stone face. I'm going to knock someone out.
Jules,
that?
Jules, the last one to climb the rope, and we'll just push past Cavan and Edgius and just walk straight to the front of the boat, and will not speak to anyone.
I turn to Lex and I say, I mean, I might have gotten this wrong, Lex, but I'm just using what my fucking eyes see. And I'm not sure if Jewel is seeing something different, but I just called it like I saw it.
If I'm honest, I think we do let our paranoia get to us sometimes. But at the same time, suspicion is probably going to save our life at some point. But I think maybe we may have burned a bridge there we can't repair.
Hilariously, the point he made of us being got by this so many times is a testament to how incapable we are. It's also a testament to what he was asking us to do and what Jewel really wants from us. We keep getting got by this shit because we keep trusting people. We keep putting other people's lives ahead of our own, other people's lives ahead of our own goals. You know, the reason we've been got so many times already is down to that single factor. So
You say we put everybody's lives in front of our own, but isn't that literally the end goal? We're trying to save the world.
Oh, 100%, and that's my point. Is I think, you know, we've been doing that. We tick that box constantly. That's why we've been betrayed a couple of times. It's why we've had friends that have been on the other side. That's why we've seen wild things happen, because we have been trusting. We have let ourselves be manipulated. But I guess, I don't know. I feel
Hey,
like...
man, all I'm saying is if Jewel wants me to apologize, I'll fucking apologize, but I'm not going to stop using my just fucking reasoning. And if something doesn't feel right, or doesn't look right, or doesn't act right, then what the fuck do you want me to do?
Hey, your gut has saved us more times than I can think, but sometimes your gut goes a bit deaf and doesn't listen to reason sometimes.
So, let's decide this now, I guess. Who's gonna go speak to Jewel? Because someone's gotta go.
Shotgun nut.
Callum will
No.
climb over and just be like, "You're just leaving me behind, darling. You want somebody to go speak to Jewel? I'll go speak to Jewel." Because
No, Callum. I can't speak to him.
Honestly, Kevin, I think you've said enough today.
I'm not going to talk to him.
Jewel needs to hear.
Callum, I was going to nominate Edgius because I think he's kind of seeing both sides.
He's got a plus 13 on persuasion as well, hasn't he? So.
Which is helpful in this situation.
Well, either way.
Come on, Jewel, come on. Roll persuasion.
Either way, I've not been back from the Feywild very long. But what I just saw from this group, people I consider friends and family, was far below what I expect of all of us. So I'm going to go make sure she's okay. God knows somebody needs to. And if we're going to tackle whatever this fucking thing is, I suggest we all lock it up. And start trusting each other, if not others. Because if we go against whatever the three individuals were Lex talking... Sorry, I got a little bit confused back there. But whoever those three individuals are, if we go up against them and we can't trust each other, then we may as well just bend over. So I don't care what's happened. I don't care who said what, who did what. I'm going to go make sure Jewel's okay. Because that's what I can do right now.
Would you like me to join you, as I've been voted to come and do so, or would you like to do that on your own, Callum?
I don't care what you do, Edgius. You do what you think is right.
What I think is right, if I'm honest, is I think me and Cavan get off this ship, and I think we go on foot, and we make our way to Rosingdom, while you lot go and deal with the Crystalline Isle and Thalyssa, and we tackle two birds with one stone. And along that way, I think me and Cavan make a visit to Brom, and we stab him in his fucking throat for even daring to insult the work that we have already put in, the lives that we have all lost, the time and the effort to a cause that none of us chose to follow, but we are here indeed following it for some obscure fucking reason. So that'd be exactly what I would like to do right now, Callum. However, what I'm happy to do is go over and speak to my dear friend and someone I consider family as you do, Jules, and apologize to them if I crossed a line in their moral compass. But it is not what I want to do right now. What I want to do is put an end to this bullshit so I can go back to a life of playing my fucking lute. Because apparently, we're doing this for nothing. Apparently a man who runs 3 cities is more important than the people who have been thrust into some sort of ridiculous fucking quest that we can never seem to reach, but we're always far away from. But I don't know. I don't know. Look, let's go talk to Jewel. Let's make sure that she's at least all right. And then from there, we can make a decision of what this group does and how we tackle this problem ahead of us. Because time is running the fuck out. We can't keep playing slap ass with druids in random towns.
What, Edgius? You do what you want. I'll speak to Jewel later. And Callum is going to wander off down into the ship. And for the first time, Valor, the crew that have been stood there observing this, Valor actually looks wide-eyed and just... she follows Callum down. Romeo is going to approach the four of you. What's the heading? Where are we going? Oh, the three of you, sorry, because Jules at the front of the ship.
We don't make a decision without a vote from every member.
No, we can't make. We're too hot-headed at the moment. We got to make it with a calm head.
In which case, I'm gonna just take us up, get us away from the city. I don't know what happened, but let's get some clear air.
Sounds good. Thank you, Rom, for being understanding.
Yeah.
I will fist bump Cavan as I walk past and go ahead to talk to
The crew
Jewel.
keeps their distance then as Edgius wanders up. And I am going to I'm going to allow this conversation to happen. If it goes on too long, we may cut it short, but
Cool.
go on, Edge.
Where's Jules, Dave? Where can I
She's gone to the front of the ship. She's gone to the far side of the front to where we've come in. It's basically the furthest away from where we've all come up.
I'll come and I'll walk up and stand next to Jewel. I won't turn to face Jewel. I'll stand in silence for a minute before I say, "It's a beautiful view. Drymere, your homelands. It's not often we get to see things from this angle." Look, Jewel. I know your people, from our time in Stonebark, live by a strict moral code of judgment, I guess. I'm sorry that you felt like we let you down. I hope you understand that everything I do, though chaotic it seems, is for the best interest of us and the goal. I know Cavan does too. Now, sadly, we are not the gods, but simply tools of the gods, and thus we get it wrong sometimes. I hope you can find it within your heart to see some things from our perspective, as well as also understanding that we didn't mean any harm. Emotions got the better of us.
Why are we better than Brom? Tell me that.
Do you know what? I don't think we are. I don't think anyone is. I think
Tell me this. Would you also hire the Planar Detective Agency from what we did today?
depends by what metric you measure success, I guess.
Then put yourself in one of the shoes of the guards at the hall today. What are we? What is the Planar Detective Agency to one of them?
I would assume as they so aptly told us. And as Brom informed us as well, that the little information that they have of what we do means that they see us in a very negative light due to the string of events that have been left in our trail.
So we're not the heroes?
Did you think we were prior to today, Jewel?
No.
Well, neither did I.
So why did you deem to garner the respect of being above them? What are we? Are we above them? Are we better than them?
I guess the question is not a case of the fact that everyone has a place, every small grain of sand has a purpose. More a case of, do we deserve, with all the work that we've put in, Jewel, the time, the years of your life now that you have lost doing this, does that deserve the respect? And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't respect Brom. I would just hope for similar respect back. You know, to say that he runs 3 cities, Jewel. To wield that against us. I have no issue with anyone.
And you wielded nothing against him? The fate of the world, the important path we're on. Who gives a shit?
Well, if that's the opinion, Jewel, then.
But what I mean is, why are we better than them? Why are we not just grateful for people's help and willing to do what we can? Otherwise we become righteous assholes who just demand people's subservience. And I will never be that person. And if you are, then that's fine, but it's not me.
Let me ask you then, Jewel. If we are but the same as the mere drunken fellow at the tavern, why us?
Why any of us?
Yes, indeed. Why have we been chosen? Why have we been put on this path, Jewel?
I don't know, but the point is, by the mere flip of a coin in a universe as large as we do not comprehend, we are apparently one of them. But can you tell me that you are the one who is meant to end it? Or do we die tomorrow and someone else takes our place? Brom has to stand up and take our place because we were too foolish, and therefore someone else, in the grand scheme of things, in the threads of fate, take on our place because we were too self-righteous. We cannot be the ones to believe that we have the infinite armor to make it through. So why are we sitting here assuming we're better than any single person? We're not better than the people who are moving this ship along because they make us get there. And if we die in the process, someone else may take our place, or maybe we are the pawns of someone else's story.
And you know what, Jewel? If that's the case, if you truly believe that we haven't been chosen, and I agree with you, we could die. You've died many times. Max almost died in that room of his own volition. No one even did anything to us. If we are to die, the universe will replace us,
Yes.
as they do with any great chosen ones throughout history. But if you truly believe, Jewel, that what we're doing is simply because it is, not because we were chosen, because Paragon
I
pushed
don't believe we were chosen.
Cavan?
I believe we want to be here. Every single one of us wants to be here. That is the difference. But it doesn't make us better than them.
Aegeus turns his skeleton head to Jewel and goes, "You think that I, a walking, talking skeleton who has lost everything he loves, everything, if you truly think that I want to be here right now, doing what we are doing, then you do not know me, Jules. And you do not understand me. I do not wish to be here, Jewel. I have tried countless times to die. The path that we have been placed on is not my fucking choice. I did not meet you by my choice. We have been put on this path. So do I believe there is righteousness involved? Yes, whether it's the Watcher, Kronos, Paragon, Nimue, whatever it is. Yes, I do believe there is something righteous going on here. And if I die tomorrow, then so be it. I hope you guys like the next fucker that takes my place. But I hope you understand that I do not want to fucking be here. I would much rather be in the ground next to my wife and my son. And it just will step away from Jewel.
I think at that point, Takami sort of places a weak hand on Aegeus and helps you away. I'm not going to solve anything right now. You and I go somewhere. And she escorts you away. Jewel, you fume whatever it is at the front of the ship. The Planar Detective Agency itself as a group disperses amongst the ship, separate. We cut to a dark room with a single candle glowing in said room.
Oh, I swear to God.
And it casts a silhouette across a face that you can't make out. The voice. The seeds of discontent have been cast. All we had to do absolutely fucking nothing. They did it themselves. They are so fragile, my lord. So fragile. Your victory is at hand. As long as we stretch them and pull on those disconcerting cords. Oh, I wish you could have been there to see it. They imploded. They imploded beyond anything we could have hoped for. I promise you, my lord, it will be done. I promise you. The candle gets snuffed out, as the true horror of Morse Taesi is not what was hidden beneath, but the truths, the lies, and the realities that emanate throughout that city. And that is where we will close episode 70.
For fuck's sake! No! No, we should have killed him! Fuck's sake! Oh, no, that's even better. That's so good, Matt. You
That
fucking
is
nailed that.
amazing.
And all I will say is, Holy shit. All of you, love you. Like, I appreciate that got tense as fuck, and we are all in it. Like, and
Love you,
as a
Dave.
group,
I was gonna say,
everyone
I
is in
love
it.
both you guys. Seriously, like, I love you.
Just to confirm, that was Brom's voice, right? At the end? I'm not being stupid?
That was a different accent you've not heard at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought it
But
was
someone-
So someone was there
So-
aiming to sow the seeds of discontent, but you have no idea right now who that was.
Who that was? Okay.
So
okay.
someone in our company that saw us break down witnessed it.
Someone within the vicinity of that room, not on the ship, but within the room, someone around there has reported back. But you obviously don't know that.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
that's
No.
So it could be someone portraying as a guard, anyone, whatever. But yeah, they saw us at each other's throats.
I mean, guys, it could also be. I really hate to say this, guys. It really could just be Callum. I'm scared if he went down shit by himself. I'm fucking scared, guys. I'm fucking scared.
don't you dare, Bodhi. Callum is sacred.
I was gonna say, oh man, we can't lose Callum, for fuck's sake.
Oh mate, no,
all I'm
seriously.
going to say is I'm glad you guys pulled that towards the end, because I was sat there going, we had a plan at the beginning, and I
Yeah.
called this the horror of Morse Taesi. How the fuck am I going to get back to that title? We did it. So well played.
No, seriously,
good. That was
it's
good.
But
both
yes,
of you.
look.
Like,
No, that was
No,
awesome.
yeah, I appreciate we are massively over
Yeah.
time as well, but that needed to happen as well, I think. And it's just a reminder, I think, for everyone is, look, it's a game.
Yeah.
We've all had
course.
fun. Yes,
Of
there's been
course.
tension, but as we walk away from this game tonight, there is nothing but love amongst this group.
there's
for
no-
just
Lex didn't even get a
sheer
fucking well done.
devotion to the roleplay.
He's
You know
livid.
what? There's no good arc in a story without some in-party friction in the middle.
Yeah,
You've
dude.
got to have that
Yeah,
to
dude.
overcome.
Absolutely.
Got to have that to overcome. I think
It makes it sweeter at the
I-
end.
I just want to say, Dave, fucking Danny in terms of like plot
Oh,
MVP. Dave
seriously,
in terms of
that
RP,
bit was unreal.
Fucking MVP.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like you two went, Dave. Your portrayal of Jules at the end, dude. Like from like when we left the room all the way through to the end, dude, was just beautiful. Some of the best character work you've done is Jules, by far.
yeah,
So
because
There we
of no, amazing, right?
No, I appreciate. It's what? Fuck me. It is 11:30
Yeah.
right now. So yes, this has gone on far too long, but a very valuable episode. We will now be waiting a couple of weeks until episode 76. As next week we pick up what could be, may or may not be, the finale of Monster of the Week, depending on how myself, Danny,
I was going to say,
Bodhi,
I
and
have,
Tom
I have
decide to fuck
no
Dave up.
control over that, right? Even though I'm GM, I have no control whether it finishes next week.
Well, here's the thing. Do you want to set out some mileposts, and then we can decide?
Of course we
whether-
will. Of course I will, and then you guys can
We'll
decide.
we'll
So,
have
yeah,
that
yeah.
discussion offline.
Yeah.
But yes, look, don't. I'm gonna nick a phrase from another well-known D&D stream, which is "Don't forget to love each other."
Dude, you don't even have
I'm
to
going
say
to love
that.
myself before
You
I go
know-
to bed.
You don't-
Turn the camera off before you do.
Everything is content. Anyway, look, this has been a very long episode of Malt and Magic as we closed episode 75. But what a way to kick off 2025, as the stakes could not be higher right now. Planar Detective Agency.
That was awesome.
I am so looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. But look, we love you all. Thank you so much for the additional follows tonight. Thank you to the new chatters that have dropped into Twitch. For those on the podcast, thank you all for listening. But we have been the Malt and Magic crew. This has been episode 75 of Campaign 2. We love you all. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.